Formally now we are starting with the event. By the time I just go with the welcome speech and an introduction around, and most of the educators and academicians, they are on the way as the team is taking follow-up. So by the time we progress, they'll be joining us shortly. So the missile man of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam once said, learning gives creativity, creativity leads to thinking, thinking provides knowledge, and knowledge makes you great. This symposium is synchronized towards a similar aim. Good evening everyone and Namaste Bhopal. I, Kumar Anand, the founder, CEO and group editor of ArdorComm Media, on behalf of the organizing committee, welcome distinguished educators, esteemed academicians and honored guests. I also welcome Ms. Savakari, she's India Head Public Sector LinkedIn, and Ms. Achal Chopra, she's the Regional Head North Academic and Government Business LinkedIn. LinkedIn team is also here to initiate the talk of the event theme, Future of Work, how AI, automations and emerging technologies are reshaping employability, preparing higher education to be future ready. It is a great privilege to welcome all of you to this gathering here in the vibrant and the historical city of Bhopal, the heart of Madhya Pradesh, as Madhya Pradesh is also the heart of India, and also known as the city of lakes many times. So the city is known for its rich cultural heritage and educational advancement, serves as a fitting backdrop of today's event, where we celebrate the crucial role of education in shaping our future. Today we have among us a distinguished group of educators and academicians whose contributions have not only enriched the field of education, but have also nurtured the young minds that will lead tomorrow. Your dedication, passion, and vision, what drive progress in our society. We are truly honored to have such a remarkable group of professionals with us. So before we start, let me invite your kind attention towards a small introduction of what ArdorComm Media Group is. So ArdorComm Media Group is a growing media company enabling the communities of education, HR, healthcare, wellness, governance, media entertainment and art to effectively advance their businesses and strategic interests by becoming their collaboration and growth catalyst. Our passion is to co-create, co-learn and collaborate for innovation and socio-digital transformation. We were incorporated as a media startup in a VUCA phase of COVID times. VUCA, I think most of us are aware of, बहुत सारे forums और symposiums में VUCA की बात हो चुकी है, but again to elaborate that, volatility, uncertainty, complexity and ambiguity. It was a time where the companies were in a cost-cutting situations. Many of them were shutting their operations, and the threat of jobs could be witnessed by many of us. At that time, we dared to start this media venture and name the company as ArdorComm, where Ardor dictionary meaning is passion, zeal, and Com stands for communication in community. And when the 5 core values of ArdorComm or Ardor is aspiration, reimagination, digitalization, opportunity, and readiness, which could be abbreviated as Ardor. Now I can refer to the shift of the phase from an older VUCA to a modern Bani world. आजकल ये भी काफी trending है Bani. What is Bani? That reflects the evolution of unstable environment that is increasingly fragile, means brittle, anxious, non-linear and incomprehensible. The shift is from the world of complexity and the changes towards the world of forward-thinking businesses practices. We were able to extend employment opportunities to the deserving young candidates that have skill and zeal to enthusiastically work and outperform. And with this, we started the journey as a social entrepreneur, and we are the team of passionate young leaders to take the effort in creating the positive change in the society by engaging with the community leaders like you. We aim to become India's leading and most desirable media voice by enriching the communities and creating ecosystem through the knowledge sharing platform and informative content. So this is what we do. We are generally organize many of the events in such a manner where we invite the industry experts and the leaders of technology and innovation, and then we also invite the expertise of academia and industry of particular city, and we give them a platform to do more of networking and share knowledge out of it. And as we when we come together to discuss, collaborate and share insights, let us remember that education is the foundation upon which we build our future. Each of you in your respective fields play a very vital and a very pivotal role in this transformative journey. Together we have the opportunity to create a lasting impact, not just within the boundaries of this city, but far beyond. You must have been seeing, like almost a month or couple of days we are organizing this event. We have been inviting you again and again. We have promoted you in many platforms, including LinkedIn. आपकी individual creative भी सब मैम promote हुए हैं, आपका group picture भी promote हुआ है. मैं वो क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछ रहा, लेकिन फिर भी अगर आपने शेयर, लाइक, कमेंट नहीं किया है तो कर दीजिए प्लीज. बहुत इजी नेम है हमारे कंपनी का, अगर मैं आपको बार बार बताऊं, इट्स ArdorComm. एवरीबडी इज हैविंग अ स्मार्टफोन टुडे. इफ यू कैन जस्ट गो टू द सर्च हैंडल्स ऑफ फेसबुक, लिंक्डइन, ट्विटर, इंस्टाग्राम, सबके पास टाइम है. जब तक मैं ये भाषण दे रहा हूँ तब तक आप लोग अपना स्मार्टफोन खोल लीजिए और किसी भी प्लेटफॉर्म पर जो भी आपको, जहाँ पर आप एक्टिव हो, लिंक्डइन में, इंस्टाग्राम में, फेसबुक में, आप ArdorComm सर्च करिए, ARDORCOMM. तो आप अपने फोटोग्राफ्स को देखेंगे, अपने कॉम्बो क्रिएटिव्स को देखेंगे. एंड दिस इज फॉर ए रीजन दैट लेट द पीपल आउटसाइड दिस हॉल अंडरस्टैंड व्हाई वी हैव गैदर्ड हियर टुडे. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ इंपॉर्टेंट डिस्कशंस व्हिच इज गोइंग टू हैपन. बहुत मतलब आप देखिए कि एक प्रिंसिपल प्रोफाइल से लेकर चांसलर और ओनर प्रोफाइल तक के मतलब मिक्स ऑफ पीपल यहाँ पर है. सरप्राइजिंगली ऑल बिग एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट्स आर ओवर हियर. एंड ये छुट्टी हमने क्यों ली है 3 घंटे 4 घंटे की, ये हमारे कलीग्स को जानना चाहिए, हमारे बच्चों को जानना चाहिए, हमारे पेरेंट्स को जानना चाहिए, सो दैट वी आर हियर फॉर एन एमलगेमेशन. वी आर हियर टू टॉक अबाउट समथिंग इंपॉर्टेंट एंड वेरी क्रूशियल इन टुडेज एरा, जहाँ पर एक टेक्नोलॉजी की बात आ रही है. हमें अपॉर्चुनिटीज भी दिखता है, थ्रेट भी दिखता है, एम्बिग्यूटी भी दिखती है. एंड देन वी हैव टेक्नोलॉजी पार्टनर्स लाइक लिंक्डइन हु इज एक्चुअली हेल्पिंग अस एज अ टॉर्च बियरर to guide us better, because they are the industry expert of this thing. Who doesn't know the social media platform? तो likewise अगर आप फिर भी social media पे active नहीं हैं तो it is my request, because this is a need of an hour, कि please push yourself towards social media to help people aware of what is happening in and around, so that एक outcome उससे हमें अच्छा मिले और हमें अपनी एक दूसरे की publicity भी करने का इसी बहाने उसमें मौका मिल जाएगा. So likewise, please like, comment and share over there. And likewise, मैं एक informally बोलना चाहता हूँ कि सभी pictures को हम लोग यहाँ पर click करने वाले हैं. Live session भी चल रहा है. Every picture and videograph will be again shared as a glimpses in the same group. We'll be continuing that group after this event also, and we'll be publishing that in the website of the event as well. So once more, a very warm welcome to all of you. Let us make this a memorable occasion, filled with inspiring discussion and ideas that will lead to a greater innovation in education. We will post, as I said, we will post our event report along with the photograph and videos on the ArdorComm website and as a glimpses. Kindly like and subscribe our social media pages, and please stay tuned and updated with the news and happening in the education community. And as I said that as we desire and dream to be the India's leading media company, I genuinely mean it. Please consider us as a media house, as a free press journal and platforms for you. If any good happenings, any innovation, any books, any publications, या कुछ recognition आपके बच्चों को मिला है, आपके इंस्टीट्यूट को मिला है, तो आप वो प्रेस रिलीज हमसे शेयर करिए. मैं अपने वो कंटेंट टीम और अपने न्यूज़ टीम को दूंगा. If we find that content as really newsworthy, no charges, no cost involved into it, we'll be trying to publish that news in our न्यूज़ वेबसाइट एंड विल बी एम्पलीफाइंग इट थ्रू द सोशल मीडिया हैंडल्स. तो आपको एक प्लेटफॉर्म मिल जाएगा. उस न्यूज़ को किसी प्रेस रिलीज एजेंसी के थ्रू आने की जरूरत नहीं है. यू कैन प्लीज डायरेक्टली इनफैक्ट यूज दिस प्लेटफॉर्म जो ग्रुप हमने बनाया है. प्लीज यूज दिस प्लेटफॉर्म टू शेयर एनी इन्फॉर्मेशन, एनी गुड थिंग विच इज हैपनिंग इन एंड अराउंड इन एकेडमिया और एनी ऑफ द सेक्टर्स विच यू आर डाइवर्सिफाइड इनटू. So with this, I will take a pause now and I will invite the LinkedIn team to please take the session forward. I'll invite Sabha Kareem for a welcome keynote address. Clap please. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Chandan. Very, very energetic keynote at the starting, which you always give. I really like the way he sets the pace for the rest of the time. And thank you everyone. We met some of them personally. Some have come a little late, so we are meeting here now. I am Sabha. I lead the public sector vertical for LinkedIn India. Yeah. Yeah. So I am Sabha. I think am I audible just without it also?
Yes.
Yeah. People say that I'm
recording.
Okay. I got it. So I'm Sabha. I lead the public sector vertical for LinkedIn India, which involves working with governments across state government in India in health and skilling the youth of India, the citizen of India. Plus, I work with the public sector enterprises of India, which are your BFSI segment. It is like SBI, SAIL in manufacturing. We work with all these organizations to upskill their employees and help them hire the best talent. I know the hiring of talent in public sector is in a very set way, but now they are going out and hiring laterally also, which means that the talent is not just hired through traditional media, but also through new technology like LinkedIn. So this is what we do. And then the most important piece is working with the educational institution for the skilling of students. So that is the reason we are all here together, because I would love to share insights around how the future looks like. And I know that a lot of educational institutions are always looking at getting new information around how to place their student in the best of the companies, yeah? Or how to get them the best skills possible. Because that information is the key to success for these students. And that is where LinkedIn steps in. We are a company which has more than 1 billion members across the globe. And that is what builds up the data. Every second there are billions of data which gets collected. And that is where we provide the insights to the colleges in terms of what are the top jobs in the market. What are the top skills which are associated to those jobs in the market. Which companies are hiring. And that helps you set not only the skills charter in your own colleges, but also help you identify new courses which you can start. So this is the work which LinkedIn does through its data, which I will talk a little bit more about. I would like to start with all the changes which are happening. And it is not something, it's like teaching the choir. You guys know it better. You guys are always at the forefront of it because it's through your students. There's a lot of economic changes if you see in the market which is happening. And when we work at LinkedIn, we not only work in this sphere of education, government, public sector, but we also work with corporates. What it means is that we have a real-time insight into what are the economic changes which are happening in these companies. What kind of talent they are hiring. In fact, if they are hiring or not, as you all know that a lot of companies are facing this challenge. There is a slowdown in hiring. A lot of colleges are coming back and saying, oh, it's become so difficult for us to place our students because the companies have really slowed down, especially the engineering colleges. And so that is a known fact. And we were just discussing before this, before we all have come together here, when we were having tea, that of course one of the reasons is AI, but there are other reasons also. And one of the core reasons is whether our students are actually skilled enough to be part of those roles. The companies, they don't have time to spend too much on the students or the freshers to skill them or put them on a bench and ask them to upskill themselves and then take them into the real workforce. For them, it's a loss of time and money. So they want absolutely skilled talent coming to them, which is like on the day one itself, the students. And I know government as well as educational institutions are doing a lot of things. I know all of you have good connects with companies, wherein the companies come, set up courses for you, or they set up labs in your colleges, or they are making sure that students are coming for internship. Government has also put up its own apprenticeship program. So there's a lot which is happening, but is there a possibility for us to do more considering we are in India? There is always an opportunity to do more. So with the cultural changes, with also the expectation of students who are changing. If you look at the students, we have a young man over here, I'm so happy to see him. Among all of us, it's so good to see you. What's your name? Aryan, lovely. It's so good to see that you have come here today. There is a huge change. If Aryan today comes and talks here about what his aspirations are, it will be very different from our viewpoint, what we are thinking. Yeah? Aryan represents the future. He is the one who is out there in the market. People, kids like him, who will be out there in the market to look for jobs, right? Their aspirations are not just money, let me tell you. It is not just money. They want their own me time. They want mental health at the top priority. And this is not just a made-up data, but this is a research done. That people are putting more emphasis on mental health, work-life balance. They want their own time. And they are not just like, slaving into the offices. They want more from life. So that is a huge cultural challenge between millennials who are there, as well as Gen Z who is there. So these challenges keep on happening. If you will see in future also, after his generation, there will be a next generation who will be very different from him. Yeah? When we look from technology, we just talked also about it, that the advent of AI has changed everything. Ma'am is doing her postdoctoral in AI and machine learning. So we see that there is such a huge change because of AI. And I was talking about it that in our company, a few days back when our CEO was here, Singh, he was in our Bangalore office. We have almost 1,500 engineers who are based out of that office in India. It's like a GCC, another favorite word which is trending in India right now, GCC. We are a GCC, we have 1,500 engineers. We set up all the engineering team which was there. They set up almost 15 odd stalls when he came in to show the projects they are doing. One thing which was across, you would not believe, is the use of AI in every use case, whether it was they were solving for the customer interaction problem, they were solving for LinkedIn.com problem, anything. Any project they were doing, there was an AI, layer of AI underneath it. And that is what the technological changes which we are seeing every day. Green transition, I don't have to say more about it. We all know it is the need of the hour. This is something which everyone expects people to come in. By the way, even in if you are a financial analyst, sometimes some companies, which are energy companies, are asking for you to be skilled in the green skills, which is to know at least the basics of green skills. They are very important. They will very soon become part of all, no matter which role you are in, you will be required to be skilled in two types. One is green skills, one is AI. It will be must for every student. And someone just told me that in school itself, there is a AI course from 9th grade onwards. Kids are opting for it now. So these are the changes. Among all these changes, what we see is that how the future of work is changing. Now this is a World Economic Forum data. When we see jobs, some in 2020 when we were looking at this report, there was a drastic number. They said that almost 14 million jobs will be added. But in the next 5 years, but come 3 years, last year, December 2023, they came out with a report which was drastic. They said that 14 million jobs will actually be taken off the market. And those kind of data points, especially for educational institutions, are very important. Because you are setting your students up for success. It is you who is responsible to make sure that they are connected with the economic opportunity they have come in to study at your colleges. And with this number, though this is drastic to see, but this means that it is actually giving rise to a lot of jobs which we do not know about. One of the colleges we went to, they said that we know everything about it, we read a lot, we have a lot of things, but we don't have access to real-time data. Real-time data of what are these jobs? Where are these jobs? How do I know? You are saying that these are 15 million jobs. How do I know where are these? I have not seen them. How can me or my team have real-time access? And that is what LinkedIn does. Because a lot of people, being a platform, come and post their job on LinkedIn. We have millions of jobs which people come and connect with on LinkedIn. And with that data, we provide colleges the insights that what the future is going to be. One type, and which I said I'll touch upon, is the GCC. Very, very exciting. How many of you are actively working, or your TPO teams are actively working on GCC? Any raise of hand, anyone? Hot topic. hot right now, happening across India. 2 weeks back, 1 week back we were, 1 week back we were in Gujarat. We have come out with the Gujarat Talent Landscape Report, which means that Gujarat government has created a report, and we will share the link with you after this session. They have created a report to showcase companies which are outside of India, that what kind of talent exists in Gujarat. But why are they doing so? Because those companies are wanting to come and set up their centers in India. And where are they going, by the way? Any guess?
Gift City.
Gift City, yes, in Gujarat. But in India, which is the capital of GCC? Can anyone tell me? No prize for guessing Bangalore. No prize. Because Bangalore, in fact, came out with the latest GCC policy also, if you guys follow. A group called Ma'am is also leading that. She's an IAS and now in the Karnataka government. We had a very detailed chat around this. They are putting up focused policy to invite these companies to showcase the talent, and that's where we collaborate with government. We tell them that this is how your talent landscape looks like. There are 135 million LinkedIn members in India. And most of the students or the working population are on LinkedIn. This helps us give them a visibility that where does this exist? Is it in Dharwad? Is it in Mysore? Is it in Bangalore urban? Where does this exist? Where can you set up a shop? So this is the kind of thing which is happening in GCCs. I'm sure Madhya Pradesh government is also doing quite a lot of work around it. I know Indore is becoming the place. I also lead the charter for large staffing companies for India, for LinkedIn. Staffing companies, everyone has an idea what these are. They are the companies who provide manforce or work, manpower to all the companies which are coming from outside, right? So they are like, they are putting people in there either in permanent role or contractual role. Right? A lot of engineers, a lot of staffing companies. I met one of them. You might definitely be knowing the name Quest. Quest is a very big name in India. One of the biggest employers, 6 lakh people they employ. Right? They are a staffing company. I met them yesterday. Hot topic for them, GCC. How can you help us hire better GCC talent? I have recently got a request to hire 500 engineers, and the company is going to set up in Bangalore. How can you help us? Of course we can help you, because the people who will be in these jobs are definitely on LinkedIn already. So this is in GCC, why for colleges it is important, why I'm telling you is that, and more from a TPO, because all of you are in an exec position. You have to guide your institution that where actually the student can get more employable opportunity. And that is where we tell them that GCC is a great opportunity, especially for engineering colleges which are there. Right? This number, this year, the hiring in GCCs has overtaken the regular SIs which are there, which are your TCS, your Wipros of the world. It has overtaken GCCs have already. They are going to hire 4.5 at 1600 right now. The next 5 year, 2400 GCCs are expected, and they are going to contribute hugely to the GDP. But in addition to that, the number of people. And where are these people? 4.5 million people going to come from? Your colleges, your institutions. And that is the reason it is important for you. When we talk about jobs, we always end up talking about the skills also. And I just want to touch upon it. I know Achal has very detailed information around it after this. When we look at jobs, skills become a very important piece. And the speed at which the skills are changing is alarming. In the next 5 years, 50% of the skill set, and this data is not ours, this is also World Economic Forum plus Future of Work report by LinkedIn, that these skills, if you don't know that what will be happening in the future, even in research or any role, engineering, or if you are doing a BBA, or if you are doing a law degree, if you do not know about the skills which are going to be there, it is very difficult to teach the students about it. But the bigger challenge is not teaching the student. Students, though, still you can put up some technology to help them, the faculty. How to upskill your faculty who are sitting right there and who have to teach the students. That is the biggest challenge. And the second challenge which I have seen and I have heard in my last 3 years is around hiring of faculty. Not only skilling. How many of you have hiring faculty as a challenge? How many roles are open? I see hands. I know sir is contemplating, but there is. Faculty keep on moving very fast. Big challenge. Government brought out a data. Government, just imagine that 40% of their roles in central universities are open. Some 2 years, 2.5 years, they came out with this data. The government has different challenges, but just imagine, everyone wants to be in the government job. They have 40% open roles. So it is a very, I go to bigger universities which have like 30,000-40,000 students at any given point, including their administrative job, their teaching staff which is there, minimum 300 jobs are open for a 50,000 student university. Minimum I'm saying, 300 jobs anytime. So first, you have to hire the right set of people. You have to upskill those people. And then we have to upskill the students and then connect them to the economic opportunity. That's a mega work which you guys are doing, and you are doing an awesome job at that. I just want to call that out. So a huge round of applause for all the universities which are there. You should clap for yourself. And that is the reason we saw that GCC slide, that why people are coming to India. So that is the reason the applause is for. All backed by data. Everything is backed by data. This is an example I'm just giving because we are talking about skills. That how fast, it's again a future of work report, that how fast GAI, again in the skills also, the AI is a very, very interesting piece, everyone talks about it. Right? The share of skills which are augmentable by GAI as per the rules. So nursing is the least. Engineering, 96% of the skills will be augmentable. We say augmentable, in times it will become replaceable. In times it will transform into something else. But that is where you have to be like, in teachers also 45%. Maybe the basic assessment and all that will go off to machine. Colleges they will just put some tool, they are already there for the paper assessments. For research paper also. I think there is a lot of assessment piece, there is a lot of automation which is happening. Content. NEP policy also says that now colleges can have third-party content in their, in the programs which they are running. So content is also one piece. So there's a lot which is going to change. Under all these challenging student expectations, parents' expectations, expectation of staff and faculty, not only that, the macro pressures of changing of jobs which we just saw. In all this, how can we help to make it better for you, the situation? And for that, I would like to call Ajay to take it forward. But thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Sabha. Thank you. Great. World of work is changing. So thank you so much, Sabha, for giving us this elaborative view of how the world of work is changing. I am going to take forward this discussion wherein I will not be speaking. I would now like the group and this cohort to talk, interact, talk about your challenges, talk about, what are the things, good things that you are doing in your institute, in your university. Because what we are going to discuss today is how to be future ready, how to create better student outcomes. Now, I want to again welcome you all to this roundtable where we are going to actually talk about how world of work is changing. So I'm just going to give a few snippets in short so that we are energized. We are going to talk about it, what Sabha said, and I'm sure all of you would agree, world of work is changing. One, how it is changing? AI and technology is bringing a lot of change for us. World Economic Forum report, it says 97 million new jobs are going to come, 83 million jobs are going to be obsoleted. That's the kind of a world we are living in. We are talking about GCCs. We are talking about new roles. Why my CSE student should only be learning computer or being only a software engineer? Why can't he be a quantitative analyst? Or why can't he be a data analyst? Or why an MBA student only needs to learn only MBA or a master's or an economics? He has to have Python to be a business analyst. So a lot of, we all are experiencing this. And this is the kind of a world we are living in. what needs, what is important for us as higher education institutes to build for future, to be future ready, that we are adapting. We are being agile. We are changing our curriculums. We are doing a lot of industry partnerships. We are fostering the culture of innovation within our campus so as to build for growth mindset. We are actually leveraging technology within our campus to enable students to learn in their own time so that they can thrive in this AI-driven job market, right? So with that note, team, I'm going to make this discussion. But before that, I also would like to take a pause. 1 more minute you have to really give me, because you must be wondering that what is LinkedIn doing here? We are going to discuss. Sabha did touch upon that, hey, we are going to help you. We've been helping a lot of higher education institutes, but why us? LinkedIn to a professional platform hai. So what are we doing here? So let me quickly deep dive a little bit what LinkedIn is doing in this space. And I want to start with this statement. What is the vision of LinkedIn? Beyond what you see, that hey, we are a professional social media platform. I want to start with, and somebody asked, one of the Bloomberg media analysts somewhere in US asked our global CEO that, hey, you are a professional social media platform. And our CEO was a little taken aback. He said, okay, you know what, we don't want to be a professional social media platform. We are a community now. We don't call ourselves a media or a social platform. We are the platform, we are a community, and what we are doing is we are creating economic opportunities for every member on this global workforce. This is a very powerful statement. Why are we able to create this economic opportunity group here is because professionals are there on LinkedIn. They are connecting. There are billion of data points gets created on LinkedIn. And I'm going to quickly take you back with few statistics which Sabha did mention in her note that, hey, there are 1 billion members on LinkedIn platform. In India, we are 135 million professionals. There are 67 million companies. Now this number goes to from 65 to 67. There are 67 million companies on LinkedIn. These companies hire on the platform. On an average, we have 20 million open jobs available. Now, when jobs are there, when professionals are there, we have developed our skills taxonomy. What a skills taxonomy is, that I exactly know if you want to be a project manager, what are the skills that you require? If you want to be a business analyst, what are the skills that you require? So I have a view of 41,000 unique skills. Now, these are billion data points. This is the data and insights, the power that we have. This is how we know the trends, what is happening in the world of work. We marry this with our technology and we bring solutions for higher education institutes. So how are we empowering? Why we are there in higher education? Because I exactly know your problem. World of work is changing. There is a gap. There is an employability gap. We have a lot of partnerships, industry forums, we connect, we create internships. But still, whenever a company comes to my campus with a role, they say, you don't have that skill what we are looking for, isn't it? I think this is where my little 3 years of experience talking to higher education institutes across states, what I understood, that the roles are changing, skills are changing, demand for IIMs, there is a different set of problem. For a tier 8, for a tier 2, tier 3, college, there is a different set of problem. So it is changing fast. How we can keep a tab on this change? That is where LinkedIn actually helps. Why? Because world of work is here. So what we do and why we are here? Okay, let me answer why we are here. Because I know how this change is happening. Can I empower you with this data? Can I give you this knowledge to track whatever good work you are doing? That hey, these are the new skills. These are the future skills. So from education to employment, that's the empowerment. What do you need to create economic opportunities? If I have to create economic opportunities for students, what do I need? I need trends. Once I know the trend, I need to plug and play in my curriculum. How do I do that? I can't change my curriculum so quickly. Do I have a blended learning platform or some blended learning? UGC is talking about it, NEP 2020 is talking about it. We know that self-paced learning is very, very important, and I'm sure this concept is not new for you, especially for Bhopal market. I know most of you are on some or the other, MOOCs platform learning. But can we can we plug and play learning and skills? So that is also something, if we can do that, we are able to achieve better student outcomes. I'm plugging and playing this, but my faculty also needs to be upskilled. Do we have right faculties? That is also another area we touched upon. So this is where LinkedIn actually have all the, professionals are here, faculties are here, we have a learning platform that is available, and what we do is, we can also help you identify career pathways to achieve to employment. From education to employment, this is where LinkedIn is helping because world of work is here on LinkedIn.com. So that's about me. That's about what of LinkedIn, why LinkedIn in higher education. Now giving back to you. This is what we are doing, but in this forum today, I would like to have a discussion in terms of together we can come up with a solution that, hey, especially in Bhopal, what are the good things that we are doing? What are the challenges we are facing so that we can come up with a good outcome? So that's something I want to kind of facilitate today. And I'm looking all the great minds here to talk about with respect to your, universities, higher education institutes, what are we doing? So first discussion I want to start with, and which is very basic, preparing for future. So how do we track industry changes in our institute? How are we taking care of managing or leveraging ecosystem around us to be future ready? And I would really like to understand how effective we are in terms of advising our students to pick right career pathway. So, group, first of all, it's a extempore. I am sure हमारी marketing team ने बहुत एक objective दिया होगा. What are we going to discuss? But this today, I really want teachers to teach us also. Let us know what is happening in your institute, especially on these points. I'm gonna go, there are various pointers. Hence, and I'm gonna randomly go to people, so no time preparation. So may I start with ladies first? So ma'am, I want to ask you, I have a quick request. Please, if you could let me know your name. Ma'am, please aap baithiye. A little background about you, which university you've come from, and what do you think? What is future of, how it is changing, how are you managing it?
I'm working as Deputy Director at Sagar Institute of Research and Technology, the oldest engineering college in our campus. We have two universities, one in Bhopal and the other one in Indore. And yes, we are also working on AI. And as per your question, Achal, we are tracking the industry changes because we are regularly having the academic advisory committee and board meetings. And we are in continuous contact with our alumni, who are more than 25,000. We have a continuous feedback system from our alumni as well. And while looking to your session, I was very much impressed by the data Sabha has shared with us. Thank you so much. And yes, AI is not only about AI. What we are teaching our students, it's like three parts: big data, IoT, and machine learning. And I think that's where the market segment will also focus. If our students are working on data analytics, we are guiding them towards big data. If they are interested in the hardware, because electronics and communication basics, still people are there in Bhopal, and we are opening a very big cluster near Indore. So the market is still on for IoT devices. For many startups of our students are also working on IoT. So that's also a specialization area on which we are focusing our students to work on. And of course, machine learning, which is not that very easy, but nowadays with the help of AI, the students are implementing the work, and yes, the main problem lies with the real-time data. So we are working on the real-time data and the problems related to healthcare, sentiment analysis, detailed NLP programming. So, and the gap that we are trying to bridge in is through the hybrid model courses, some certificate courses by LinkedIn as well. We are always motivating our faculties to actually do online courses, because not much offline courses are available in MP. So either they go to Delhi or Bangalore or do online courses and have a hand-on practice in Python, R and programming, because the world is changing. And so we have to also change. So that's from my part. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you so much. If I'm not wrong, I think SAGE also has a great progression mapping that you do for your students too. And about your college.
Good evening, I'm Dr. Rakesh, Institute of Technology MBA. I'm working here since 1.5 years, and previously I was also associated with TIT from 2012 to 2017. And as far as in terms of if you're talking about industry changes and future ready, we Technocrats group is doing damn good in this field, because recently, a week ago, we have done a Capgemini lab is introduced in our institution. They came up, the officials India had, the country had came to our place, and they have, tell our students how to come up with the things. And 244 students are also, selected by Capgemini from our campus. So that is one of the points. Apart of that, so many companies and CEOs and so many academics places also. People are coming to our places, Vice Chancellor, and people are working towards quality also, because we are the only institute, because we have MBA automation, we are working, going towards automation. One of our institute already got automation this year only, and for 2 or 3 institutes we are going for automation also. So we have our own curricula. So we thought that if we are going to frame, or we are ready to frame our own curriculum, in that way it be possible for us to inculcate so many things. So we have come up with lots of MOUs also, and industry career collaboration. That is the basic point with us. That is, we people are doing regularly. If we talk about alumni, our alumni is because we have almost 2 lakhs alumni within our campus.
Okay.
Like students
For
in
your
college,
yes.
So many chapters are there, and so many, in fact, even in India and out of India as well. So as our own vice chairman, he is from Stanford University. He has great exposure. So we are getting that exposure. Our own MD, Dr. Surbi Karsolia, she is an IIMS passed out. So they people are telling, because they are the young talents, and they are inculcating the things they want. They have their own vision. They want our students to come up with the things. They are not thinking about just Central India or Bhopal. They are thinking from the perspective of what our students will do out of India.
Out of India.
Yeah. So that is their own perspective. In this way, we people are working to under the guidance, and maybe we are going to add on something to that. Our alumni are also coming to our institute frequently. In 15-20 days, the people are coming. Recently, one of our alumni, he was last year only he came up, and he's there in Martisuski. So our students also get motivated with them.
Absolutely.
So our alumni are there, and this is all about not in about only MBA students, engineering, because we have so many courses are there in the same campus. So that is a great exposure for our students as well.
Great. I think, ma'am, thank you so much. What really stood out for me, and I have a question back to the group and building upon it. When you are MBA accredited, or when you have a university, you have a little freedom to pick and choose your curriculum, which I think at times with a degree college, we are a little restricted. So I have 2 questions. One, I want to ask all degree colleges, whosoever, who's sitting here, affiliated to a, Bhopal Technical University, and you don't have too much of a freedom to design your curriculum. How do we go about being future ready? So that's my one. Second, what I'm really hearing, and a lot of institutes pan India, so as LinkedIn we work with Jain University, Chandigarh University, Symbiosis, MICA, VIT, a lot of challenges what we see is that they don't get to connect with their alumni. So ma'am, I think that really stood out for me that you have a great alumni network. Ma'am, you also mentioned that, hey, you have a great alumni network. I want to understand from the group, are we really connected with everybody? Or is it only few, and do we feel there is a scope for us for an improvement? I want to come to ma'am, both of you, but before, sir, you raised your hands and I wanted to ask you, I think you are a little bit about your college, and my first question, curriculum.
It's not working yet.
It is, I think. Sir, working is.
It's okay.
हाँ, बिल्कुल सही.
Myself, Dr. Rajiv, serving as a group director for Vidyapeeth Group of Institutions.
Okay.
I have joined Vidyapeeth Group of Institutions since 1.5 years. Why I raised hand that because we belong to that category of institution.
Sir, मैं बिल्कुल आपको इसीलिए देख रही थी.
We are not the university. We are affiliated to the university.
Yes.
So obviously there exists a challenge because we cannot change or the curriculum as per the industry requirement, as our vision will or as per the requirement. But that gap can be bridged up by using certification courses. There are a number of online platforms or offline platforms available. By signing the MOU, say AWS Academy, Red Hat Academy, and then SCRS, there are different chapters which promotes that online certification where a student can upgrade himself, or even the teacher can upgrade through the government channels, NPTEL and all, NETL and all. So this is how we focus on the difference between the curriculum and the requirement in the industry.
And may I ask you here, I mean I'm interjecting, I'm sorry, but is it effective? Students are doing it, because what I also heard, if it is not in the credit, that means my student will not do it.
Sir, NPTEL is recognized as a platform in many degree courses where credits framework has been introduced.
Correct.
So definitely students are doing it seriously.
Great. Sir, you raised your hand.
Good evening everyone. I am Swapnil. I am heading Isscom Fortune Institute of Technology. Really, it was a very good question. Like the institutions who are affiliated with the government university, due to lack of autonomy, like we are bound to follow the certain curriculum given by the government university.
Correct.
So that is the major problem. So what we are doing, like we are promoting a student to join some certification courses.
Okay.
From where we should get the endorsement on those certificate courses.
Okay.
So what we did, like we started designing our own courses.
Okay.
Right? Earlier I was working with the employment center over in Madhya Pradesh.
Okay.
So that was our suggestion to the government, that take the industry requirement for next 5 years. What
Great
kind
point.
of a skill set they are going to recruit, what number of employee they need, because it, like as per my research and analysis, there are n number of unorganized recruitment done by the local employers,
Absolutely.
which is not on the paper,
Yes.
and it is around 80 to 90%. Right? Only 10 to 20% people are like going through, we are counting only 10 to 15% numbers as a recruitment. But like if I talk about my institutions or other institutions, everybody is looking for the manpower and the recruitment is going on. So we did a small survey in the local industrial area. Everybody was looking for the people, everybody was having demand. So we started taking the demand for next 5 years. Okay, so government also started working on that. So my experience in this, like as we don't have the autonomy to draw our own curriculum,
Yes.
so we should start these small certification courses like telecom project management,
Got it.
right? The insurance management for the MBA students, the add-on courses that may help us
Get the understanding the skill. Great point. I think the biggest fallout for me is that sir is going to government to again check the status of what are the open jobs, what are the skills required by these jobs, and then come up with a skilling program. Right, sir?
That's
Right. Ma'am. I'll come to
Sophia, and I am heading Delhi College of Business Management. It is in Indore, and what's interesting about our institute is, like you mentioned, that we are affiliated to the university. Not the Bhopal University, of course, but to DAV, the Devi Ahilya University. And what is also unique about us is that our school is better known, and it is 154-year-old. We are comparatively new, and it's been just 6 years that DCPM is into place. Since we are affiliated to the university, so naturally we have to follow the curriculum which is prescribed by them.
Correct.
Now the kind of students that we get primarily come from the business families. So what we have to essentially look at is that we have to be providing them something which is more to do with becoming an employer rather than employability.
Great.
So this is something which is very, very unique to us, and this is what we are catering to. If we want them to become employers, they have to understand not the nuances of how to do the things, but more how to get the things done. So that is what we are aiming at.
Okay. And how do you achieve that?
And yes. So now what we do is, like Sir was mentioning, that we have a lot of value-add certification courses. Most of them we are again doing it in association with the global companies as well. So like we have programs like CMA, or we have programs in business analytics. Again, very, very important. So not just knowing to do or write codes, but you have to understand the business analytics part of it.
Correct.
So that is something that our students again are going to be more interested in. We also are giving them now a specialized course in family business and entrepreneurship with a capstone project.
Okay.
So what happens is, at the end of the day, this is a practical learning route, right? Recently, I took students to Google Singapore headquarters, the first ever for a management college to be visiting Google headquarters. And what we did there was, apart from, of course, taking a round of the state-of-the-art facilities there, these students were also given projects related to AI. So they were divided into groups, and these groups, each of these groups was given topics which were related to how AI can be used for small business owners.
Which is interesting.
If I may take 2 more minutes. What is also interesting is, many of our students, again, because they come from family businesses, they do not really want to scale up.
Correct. Because they know their end objective is to be there in the business.
Yeah.
Is it?
What happens is, because Indore, typically being a tier 2 city, again more known for the SMEs. So the kind of working, the kind of ecosystem which is there, again viable businesses, wonderfully doing businesses, but they aren't really interested in scaling up because of the psyche.
Okay.
Therefore, how AI could be of use to them. So the kind of topics that were given to these students included these things only. How AI could help their supply chain becoming more effective, how AI could help them gain visibility and other things like this.
Great. This is outstanding. I think you understood your target audience, and that's how you curated your courses accordingly.
We
and I
have
think
to customize.
Absolutely, and linking it with AI and linking it with business.
True.
I have sir from, and I have ma'am from AI ISIC Group and Scoop Global Skill University. Same, that's where I actually hinted and directed this conversation to both of you. And I have a question to both you, ma'am and sir. We are talking about skill university. That means we need to teach future skills. I want to know, not the how part. I want to know the understanding part. How do you decide? How part is something. How do you decide about future skills? And then you implement it. I will come to implementing part later, but I want to know from you, how do you track these future skills? Is it only the buzzwords, AI, business analytics, or there is a background to it? What is your strategy? And I will come to you because same group.
Good evening, my name is Dr. Ajay Bhushan, and I'm the Vice Chancellor at Scope Global Skills University, which is the first skill-based university of the Central India. The question which is being generated and asked is very, very important, that how we have reached up to that level, because being a skill university. First of all, let me give a little bit background about myself, and then I think it will be easier task to judge that how we, who we are and how we have reached up to this level. Talking about the group, I said we are already into this skill program for last 40 years. So we are into each corner of of the city, of the country, especially in Madhya Pradesh. If you talk about the first people who have designed a curriculum for teaching computers in Hindi, so that I'm talking about 38, 40 years back. So particularly about my background, before coming to the academia, I was a part of a skill ecosystem where I was a CEO for a group called IASC. I was taking care of 4 sectors under the Ministry of Skill Development. which is instrumentation, automation, surveillance, and radar-based communication. So when we talk about the future skills, it's not the matter that we are talking about only today about, when we came onto this particular platform, where we are talking about only AI. AI is one tool which we discussed. Secondly, I was listening to everybody, there's a lot of challenges, whatever it is that we will discuss today. But what we have done is, we have created a skill university. Now we are totally different than the other universities. What we are doing is, we are not giving a book teaching.
We are not giving a
Book teaching.
book teacher.
Book teaching.
Book teaching. Textbook teaching.
No text teaching, no books teaching.
Okay.
The 30% of the total curriculum is being just for a refreshing up for the candidates. And balance all 70% of the curriculum is being taught to them via the skill manner. It can be any skills, as you said, it can be AI and AI, it can be AR, VR, talk about future skills which will be related to robotics, drones, but not only, which is limited to a one stream. When we talk about a very simple language in academia, 3 streams, right, which will be related to science.
So please, continue. We are there. Our minds are here.
I am here till the evening, ma'am. Don't worry, sir.
सर मेरे पास बहुत क्वेश्चंस हैं टीम एवरीवन हमने सभी चाय इसीलिए स्टार्टिंग में की थी वी हैव एनर्जी टुडे
So what we have done is, we have just started, we are a very newborn baby in this state, 1.5 years old only, as I told you, this university, skill university. Already created few labs which is related to AI, AR, VR, drones, robotics, which is basically related to the future skills. We are not only talking about the future skills, we are talking about all these skills. All these skills means when you talk about only the technical part, no. What about the people, what about the candidates, those who are from the humanities part or from the management part, right? What they will do.
Great. Sorry sir, I'm cutting you here, but I want to just take the takeaway of your point, and I think I'm going to come back to you on how are you doing it. So again, one thing which stand out for me, again we are talking about how are we mapping future skills. Idea what stood out is that hey, it's 70% industry. That means we are going to industries, asking them what to teach, and that is where we are designing the curriculum.
See, there are a lot of items, like a lot of programs which are already being made by Government of India.
Yes.
Which is a short-term training programs, which is being, you can opt any of those programs. Like when we talk about, earlier we were talking about only the colleges or the institutions which are affiliated to the universities, they can also opt those courses.
Yes.
And as per the new NEP 2020, 2 credit policies, anybody can opt any course, right?
Absolutely.
Which nobody is going to stop you. So you can opt those courses related to the future skills and get your candidate certified into that. And they can use any kind of a, system for that, and which we have discussed offline.
Yes.
This will be a perfect platform for them to opt any kind of a course for their employability skills to enhance their employability.
Absolutely. So great. Just bringing back everyone to my second question which I asked, and I want to briefly touch upon this, and I'm going to move on from this slide because there is a lot more to discuss. Alumni. Anybody would like to kind of highlight? Ma'am, I'll come to you later on some other point, but wanted to understand, do we see Alumni Connect as a challenge? And why I'm highlighting this point is because Alumni plays a very, very important role in terms of creating opportunities for your existing students as well. They are the mentors. IITs and IITs thrives because they have a great alumni structure. How in Bhopal University's campuses, sir, if I may ask you, what do you think as university? How are you tackling? Are you engaged with your alumni? Do you feel there is a challenge? We are not connected, and there could be something better could have been achieved. Any thoughts on that?
धन्यवाद आंचल। पहले तो आप मुझे हिंदी में बोलने की अनुमति दे रही हैं।
सर बिल्कुल। मैं खुद हिंदी में।
तो मैं सोच रहा हूँ तब से बैठे-बैठे कि शायद मैं इसके लिए पात्र नहीं था इस मंच के लिए। वाइस चांसलर को आना चाहिए था, क्योंकि शिक्षा भी तो वही है, मैं तो ऊपर से जा रही सब बात, मैं अपने तरीके से सोच रहा हूँ। आपने जो प्रश्न किया, एज ए यूनिवर्सिटी एल्यूमिनाई कनेक्ट तो कर ही रहे हैं, उसके अलावा हमने एक योजना बनाई है, क्योंकि विक्रांत विद्यादान योजना, ये सॉर्ट ऑफ एल्यूमिनाई कनेक्ट ही है, जिसमें हम सीनियर्स को रिटायर्ड पर्सन को जो उस विद्या से परिचित हैं, एल्यूमिनाइज को, इवन इंटरनेशनल लिंकेजेस को भी ऑनलाइन ऑफलाइन जिस मोड में भी पॉसिबल होता है उस मोड में करने की कोशिश करते हैं। अभी हमने विक्रांत एग्रीकल्चर रिसर्च फॉर्म के लिए जो रीशेपिंग ऑफ एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी है, वो मेरे दृष्टिकोण में थोड़ा सा भिन्न है। जो हम अभी चर्चा कर रहे हैं वो क्या हो रहा है, क्या हम फ्यूचर रेडी हैं। एग्रीकल्चर फील्ड, हमारा देश कृषि प्रधान है और लगभग 70% आबादी कृषि पे आधारित है। पहले हमारे यहाँ कृषि के जॉब बहुत होते थे, जिसमें हल बैल से लेकर के ट्रैक्टर तक की बात है। अब हम ड्रोन हमने अभी आजमाए हुए हैं। गरुड़ा एक कंपनी है, उससे हमारा MOU हुआ है। तो उन्होंने हमारे एग्रीकल्चर के बच्चों, कंप्यूटर साइंस के, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के, सबका एक ग्रुप बना करके एक ड्रोन तैयार किया है। वो ड्रोन 40 लीटर कैपेसिटी का है। अभी जो व्यवहारिक दृष्टिकोण से मैं बताऊँ, तो उसमें ये हो रहा है कि जो पेस्टिसाइड्स और फर्टिलाइज़र, ये जो छिड़काव करते थे हम पहले लेबर से, रीसेटिंग हो गई है। अब वो ड्रोन से एक नहीं, एक गांव में 50 लोग उसके लिए एम्प्लॉयमेंट हो जाएंगे। और ड्रोन अगर इन फ्यूचर अगर हम देखें तो स्कैनर भी आ गए हैं। अभी कल ही मैं कहीं पढ़ रहा था, जो कि ऊपर से ही स्कैन करेंगे आपकी ज़मीन की क्वालिटी को, ये देखेंगे कहाँ डिफिशियंट है, कहाँ मिनरल डिफिशियंट है, वो देखेगा, एनालाइज करेगा आपके बिग डाटा और डाटा माइनिंग से, जो भी AI के टूल्स हैं, और उससे वो कैलकुलेट कर लेगा कि कहाँ पे हमको क्या क्या एडिटिव्स देना है। और ड्रोन जाएगा, वो जहाँ पर pH वैल्यू नॉर्मल है वहाँ कुछ नहीं करेगा, जहाँ pH वैल्यू ज़्यादा है वहाँ पर जाकर के अल्कलाइन चीज़ें छोड़ देगा। तो इससे हमारा समय भी बचत होगा, हमारा पैसा भी बचत होगा और रिसोर्सेज भी बचत। ये रीशेपिंग ऑफ एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी। और एक चीज़ और निवेदन करना चाहूँगा कि AI इज़ नथिंग बट, मैं जो प्रबल पक्षधर हूँ और वो इस बात का हूँ कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस हमारी भारतीय प्राचीन ज्ञान परंपरा का ही एक अभिन्न अंग है। क्योंकि पारंपरिक एक चरित्र हुआ करता है जिसके कि 3 बाण की थ्योरी है। पहला बाण है तीक्ष्ण, शूल और बाण। तीक्ष्ण मतलब आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ प्रॉब्लम, शूल मतलब उस प्रॉब्लम को किल कर देना, और बाण अपना वापस लिया। वही AI कर रही है। अगर हम फ्यूचर में देखें, फ्यूचर ये जो बात कर रहा था, मैं अभी वैसे वही सोच रहा था कि हेल्थ और वेलनेस सेक्टर में हमारे यहाँ कुश का एक एग्जाम्पल होता है कि वाल्मीकि ने कुश तोड़ी और उसको क्लोनिंग कर दिया। सपोज हम क्लोनिंग करने की स्थिति में आ गए कल, क्योंकि जो हमने सोचा वो आज हम करने लगे AI के थ्रू। सपोज हमने ये कर लिया, कल का जो आर्यन के बाद की पीढ़ी की बात होगी, तो वो हर्बल कोई भी चीज़ या किसी से भी हम उठा करके और क्लोनिंग करने लगे, तो क्या होगा? रिसेपिंग होगी। किस तरीके का एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी होगी? नारदा, हमारे यहाँ कैरेक्टर है नारद, डिसअपियर हो जाते थे। एक सीरीज आती थी आपकी स्टार वार्स, उसमें भी मशीन के नीचे एक आदमी आया, धीरे धीरे डिसअपियर हुआ, दूसरी जगह जाकर के वो अवतरित होगा। नारद का भी चरित्र यही था। कल को हम कल्पना करें कि एक ऐप हमने डेवलप कर दिया नारद, और उसमें AI के थ्रू हम डिसअपियर हो गए, डिसइंटीग्रेट हो गए, देन इंटीग्रेट। यहाँ पे हमने कोड डाला और एक OTP डाला, इंटीग्रेशन हो गया, आपका ट्रांसपोर्ट, लॉजिस्टिक्स सब बच गया।
Which is happening in today's time.
Which may happen. अभी के लिए मैं थोड़ा सा इतना ही, आगे और चर्चा में भाग लूंगा लेकिन हिंदी में, और जो मेरी थॉट प्रोसेस में आएगा उसी में भाग लूंगा।
बिल्कुल सर।
शिक्षाविद बैठे हैं, डॉक्टर थापक, इनके विचारों के बाद अपने विचार व्यक्त करना चाहता था, लेकिन आपने जो मुझे डर था वही कराया।
बिल्कुल, मैं सबको जगा के रखना चाहती हूँ, इसलिए मैं किसी को पहले नहीं जा रही हूँ, so it is extempore, but थैंक यू सो मच. बिल्कुल जैसे आपके थॉट्स विचार आते रहे सर, प्लीज आप रोक के मेरे से बाइक ले लीजिएगा एंड लेट अस नो एंड गिव अस गुड थॉट्स ऑन द टॉपिक जो भी आप हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. ऑलराइट, थैंक यू सो मच सर. बट कमिंग बैक, आई एम गोना क्विकली नाउ टेक इट. सो व्हाई आई वाज आस्किंग दिस, बिकॉज हम जो भी गुड वर्क कर रहे हैं, एंड आई थिंक इट्स अ ग्रेट पॉइंटर्स एंड आई एम राइटिंग ऑल दीज पॉइंट्स बिकॉज आई एम गोना गो बैक and I'm gonna really discuss that what are good things we are doing. I want to take some time now to quickly explain कि LinkedIn इसमें क्या help कर रहा है. So again, आरटी है मेरी, मैं राउंड टेबल हम कर रहे हैं तो कुछ अपने बारे में भी बताएंगे. So that's where I want to take some time and I want to highlight what all good work that you are doing. A part of it, LinkedIn also somewhere or the other is helping higher education with. So a great call out for me is we are going to industry. So what we discussed, what is the pro tip? We are going to industries, we are calling mentors, we are tweaking our curriculum basis the target audience, basis the kind of students that we have in campus. But where we also can add a value is, आप जो भी good work कर रहे हो, industry के data, government के पास जा रहे हैं data लेने के लिए, can we also leverage LinkedIn for this? Because ultimately it boils down to the point, do we have a trend data for me to analyze market किस तरीके से change हो रही है, what kind of jobs are coming. Again, we were talking about GCCs, Global Capability Centers. It's not a new word. Earlier, अगर आप मेरे से पूछे बहुत simple, उसमें पहले BPO का concept था, फिर वो KPO बन गया, आज वो KPO GCCs बन गए हैं. So this is what is happening. What really gives us a benefit? It gives us a benefit कि अगर मैं उनके trend को जानती हूँ कि क्या skills वो ले रहे हैं, I can also be better prepared in making my curriculum. तो LinkedIn यहाँ पे क्या help कर रहा है? I am not going to take you through a presentation here, but I'm quickly going to show you a tool. I'll take 5 minutes to show you a tool कि क्या इस data को हम LinkedIn के through analyze कर सकते हैं. Because what I mentioned is we have 1 billion jobs which are here on LinkedIn. There are 1 billion professionals. We discussed there are 20 million open jobs available. I talked about 41,000 unique skills which are represented. कैसे इस data को मैं slice and dice कर सकती हूँ to bring some analysis for my curriculum. So quickly. Thank you.
So we empower people. When they say AI, people think that it is something different, कुछ अलग होगा. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. AI is actually so integrated into the tools. हर product में.
Also there in LinkedIn.
Yeah, yes. So talent के अंदर तो हम लोग क्या करते हैं, AI से ऐसे integrate करते हैं कि basic use cases. Use case like how you are creating a post, how you are accessing the data, सब AI powered है.
It's fantastic if you are coming out with something because what we were looking for.
Without AI भी हम कुछ कर सकते हैं.
मैं actually ऐसे ही करता हूँ.
Without AI से हम सब यहाँ बैठ के बात करेंगे.
ज़्यादा fruitful होगा.
Okay, I think let's just leave it. All I just wanted to actually show you such a large number of data, big data. We are talking about 1 billion members. We are talking about 65 million companies, 20 million open jobs, 41,000 unique skills. LinkedIn has this platform data available on a product we have with LinkedIn. And what this product does for me is, I can use on the left hand side some filters. I can create my query and I can generate the output. What kind of output? Coming back, so I've just taken one example that in India, a lot of our students are looking at what kind of industries. So what kind of industries are hiring? IT consulting, computer software. These are the industries which are hiring. What are the common roles which are available? So when I look at this industry, system can actually tell me the titles. What are the common job roles available? Let's take one example that I would like to be a programming analyst. If that is something I can prepare my student for, be a programming analyst. What will happen if I want to be a programming analyst? What are the common skills available today? So if I want to be there as a programming analyst, or if I want to prepare myself as a quantitative analyst or a business analyst, basis LinkedIn job data, we have find out what are the top 100 skills or top 10 skills which are required. And with this data, I can further slice and dice that currently, if somebody is a programming analyst today, what are the kind of skill he or she is adding into their LinkedIn profile? What are that tells me future skills. So this is something which I wanted to actually take you through, that when I am preparing my curriculum, when I am actually looking at learning projects for my campus, can we look at some real-time job data and skill data? And at the same time, tomorrow if I have to understand, let's say, what are the trends of this programming analyst? What are the kind of companies which are hiring this programming analyst? My data can actually tell me, because jobs are there on LinkedIn, isn't it? What I can do is, I can find out companies. So there is a company tab. I can go to company and I identify what are the companies which are hiring programming analysts. And when I was doing my search, I was looked at one company which is a GCC, which is a Global Capability Center only. They have hired so many freshers with what kind of a skill? Skills like Python, skills like, all the technology, AI skills that we teach. They are hiring those professionals in Bangalore, and they are actually going to a lot of tier 2, tier 3 cities. So let's say a LPU or a Chandigarh University was kind of standing out. This is something, a food for thought for us, that how can I look at companies which we never thought of, outside TCS, outside, Infosys. Are there any companies which are hiring, and can we approach them? That is where data can really help. Also imagine, tomorrow I have LNCT also sitting here, I have, a lot of other universities who are sitting here. Somewhere our alumni are working in big companies. So let's say somebody is working in Microsoft, and I just actually did an example with LNCT on, to be honest. I could see there are 6 of the professionals who were working in, in Microsoft. Can I actually leverage when I am approaching Microsoft, or I don't know whether, Google as well. So if I want to increase my share with Microsoft, can I actually...
Almost 24,000 alumni is available on LinkedIn.
Perfect, yes. So because your alumni are there on LinkedIn, can I actually dissect them and look at that, hey, if my alumni, Microsoft is something I want to go to, who all are working there, and can I invite them to be a mentor, or maybe that can help me get to the talent acquisition leader again and have a conversation. That is where LinkedIn data slicing and dicing is possible. So this is why I actually wanted to ask you, what are we doing currently? Can you plug and play data approach as well to all the good work we are doing? That's where the question is. Let's come to the second segment. And that second segment is, I want to show you the employability part of it. And I'm going to quote again a LinkedIn data. What we are seeing on LinkedIn is what determines, the employability of students in India. And what we have noticed when we looked at certain profiles, what we have noticed is employer connection stands out. Employer connection stands out. If a student has an employer connection, so again, when you are connected with your alumni, it helps you get a, there is a lot of affiliation which comes. Digital skills stands out. If you have, on your profile, if you have some digital skills certification, employability quotient increases. If you have soft skills, if you have done some certification, it really stands out. So this is what we are seeing, that is happening, and that's how, employability quotients are created. On this slide, I also wanted to kind of highlight, because we discussed GCCs, we talked about that, hey, what are the new employment areas for us today? I also wanted to kind of showcase the skills which companies are looking at. So when we are talking about newer avenues of employment for students, what we know is they look at both technical and non-technical skills. So this is what we started, right? Today GPT is here for me to do a repetitive task. They will help me do C++. Do we have human skills? And that's what we also see. SQL, Python, Java, ये सब तो चाहिए, but we need a lot of human skills, decision making, oral communication, critical thinking, creativity. This is what job market is looking for. Now I want to ask you, this is what we as LinkedIn see. I want to understand how are we implementing these things in our university. So I'll start with you if that is fine. My questions, I'm just reading it. I will come to you, Eshaa. How effectively we are implementing new age skills. What are new age skills? We all know AI, ML. How effectively we are building ability enhancement skills, human skills, and how are we making our students lifelong learners? Very important. I think we started with the keynote. If you want our students to thrive in the job market, I'll come to you, ma'am. If you want them to thrive in the job market, you need to create a growth mindset among students, not one-time learners. You need to give them tools. With me, sir.
सबसे पहले तो मैं आपको बधाई देना चाहता हूं कि आपने प्लेटफॉर्म हम लोगों को उपलब्ध कराया। दूसरी सबसे बड़ी बात है कि हम सिर्फ एआई तक सीमित हैं। Lakecity 93 से एस्टेब्लिश्ड है। स्किल हो, प्लेसमेंट हो, ह्यूमैनिटेरियन ग्राउंड हो, सेंट्रल इंडिया में हमारी एक अलग रेसिपी है। उसका मुख्य कारण ये है कि बच्चे को आने के बाद सिर्फ हम डिग्री तक सीमित नहीं रखते। हमारे एक कल्चर है जो न केवल बच्चों तक सीमित है बल्कि उनके पेरेंट्स तक को भी हम उसमें इन्वॉल्व करते हैं। उसका रूट कॉज ये है, 12वीं के बाद बच्चा आता है, उसको कुछ नहीं पता।
करेक्ट।
मिट्टी की तरह है, हम जैसा उसको ढालेंगे बच्चा वैसे जाता है। हम जो पीयर प्रेशर पेरेंट्स की ओर से भी है, सोसाइटी की ओर से भी है, उसका सबसे बड़ा कारण है लैंग्वेज बैरियर। हमारे देश में प्लेसमेंट्स में जितनी भी कंपनीज आती है, बच्चे में बहुत स्किल है।
इंग्लिश मांगती है।
नहीं सुनिए, ये हमारा भ्रम है, ये हमारा बहुत बड़ा भ्रम है, जिसको हम आपको प्रूव भी करेंगे। हमको ऐसा लगता है कि हमारा प्लेटफॉर्म टिकट जैसा होता ना, इंग्लिश एक प्लेटफॉर्म टिकट है। आपको कम्युनिकेशन आना चाहिए।
करेक्ट।
सिर्फ कम्युनिकेशन, जो स्किल है, जो इनहेरेंट आपको नॉलेज है, वो आपकी अपनी लैंग्वेज में ज़्यादा अच्छा होता है। आपकी एंट्री तो हो गई, आप रेलवे स्टेशन पर जाने के बाद कौन सी गाड़ी पकड़ते हैं आप पर डिपेंड करता है। इस समय देश में सिर्फ TCS है जो आज के दौर में 2 साल से रिसेशन के बाद जॉब ऑफर भी दे रहा है, ज्वाइन भी करा रहा है। बाकी पूरे देश में एवं इंटरनेशनली भी हम देखेंगे जॉब ऑफर्स हैं, प्लेसमेंट और ऑर्डर भी दे दिए गए हैं, बच्चे को ज्वाइन नहीं करा पा रहे हैं।
Is this true?
क्या
Actually,
आपको लग रहा है कि सिर्फ AI से ही दुनिया चलेगी? नहीं, कम्युनिकेशन स्किल होना चाहिए। डिग्री से कोई बहुत ज्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है।
Actually, a great point. Skilling is life.
Yes,
Skills are
yes,
important.
yes.
Yes. Can I say skill is the new currency?
Yes.
Skill-based teaching.
Skills are the new
Skill-based
currency.
teaching, skill-based knowledge, skill-based environment, प्रेरणा देने वाला कल्चर,
एक्सपीरियंशियल
Yes.
टीचिंग जो है।
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Great point.
गुरुकुल में
यस सर, आपको हम 30% हमारा जो कैरिकुलम है 30% में, यदि जो एफिलिएटेड कॉलेज हैं, RGPB है या बरकतुल्ला यूनिवर्सिटी या कोई भी यूनिवर्सिटी है, उनका सिलेबस हमको फॉलो करना पड़ता है। जब हमारा ग्रुप RGPB से एफिलिएटेड था, बरकतुल्ला था, इसके बावजूद भी बच्चों को हम सिलेबस तो पढ़ाते थे, लेकिन 30 से 40% अलग से अपना सिलेबस भी बच्चों को पढ़ाते थे। बच्चों को हम ट्रेनिंग देते थे अलग से। तभी हमारे यहाँ प्लेसमेंट का रेशियो मध्य प्रदेश में सबसे हाई इसीलिए है क्योंकि हम बच्चे को मार्केट की डिमांड के हिसाब से तैयार करते हैं। उसको क्या चाहिए, मार्केट में क्या चाहिए। सिर्फ डिग्री से बच्चे को जॉब नहीं है। 300 से ज्यादा कंपनी से हमारा टाई अप है, MOUs किए हैं, हम एक्सचेंज प्रोग्राम भी करते हैं। हमारे यहाँ ई-व्हीकल भी है, हम ड्रोन टेक्नोलॉजी भी करते हैं, हम रोबोटिक्स भी बच्चों को सिखाते हैं। इसके बावजूद एक अच्छा बच्चा जो रिटेन करे, जिस तरह से हम बच्चे को बाहर भेजना चाहते हैं, हमारे यहाँ फैकल्टी को रिटेन करने का जो क्राइटेरिया है, आज भी 35 साल वाले लोग काम कर रहे हैं। तो सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि हमारी फैकल्टी है, उसका इन्वॉल्वमेंट, हम उसको एक ऑनरशिप फील कराते हैं, वो हमारे परिवार का मेंबर है, इसलिए कोई हमारे से छोड़ता नहीं है, ना हम किसी को कभी निकालते हैं। एक सेंट्रल इंडिया का एकमात्र ग्रुप है जो किसी को कभी नौकरी से नहीं निकालता। रूट कॉज ये है कि हम इथिक्स, मोरल वैल्यूज जब टीचर को डालते हैं तो टीचर उसी तरह से बच्चे को ट्रीट करता है। इंडस्ट्रीज टाई अप है, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के लिए हम लोग ट्रेनिंग बहुत सारी कंपनी से टाई अप किए हैं और हमारे खुद के 2 इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर्स हैं। आज 110 कोरोना पीरियड के बाद 110 हमारे खुद के स्टार्टअप्स हैं जो आज वर्किंग है। बच्चे नौकरी में जाएगा, 25 से 50 हजार कमाएगा। एक कुल्हड़ वाला है, एक बच्चा है, वो भोपाल में जितने भी आपको कुल्हड़ चाय वाले हैं, वो सारे कुल्हड़ हमारे बच्चा ही सप्लाई करता है। 150 कुल्हड़ डेली बनाता है वो। आप सोचिए,
नेचुरल थिंग है।
out of box.
Entrepreneurship. I think
Yes.
that you also mentioned. It's
तो हम लोग
capstone
सिर्फ
project,
मैडम
entrepreneurship
Yes, yes.
create कर रहे हैं. Okay, good.
दूसरा कि हम लोगों ने एक काउ मैनेजमेंट पर बहुत शानदार प्रोग्राम चालू किया है। उसमें काउ मैनेजमेंट पर सर्टिफिकेट, डिप्लोमा एंड डिग्री। हमको लगता है कि बहुत बेकार काम है। 4 गिर की गाय लाकर हमने वो चालू कर दिया। आप मानेंगे एग्रीकल्चर के बच्चों में 250 से ज्यादा बच्चों का 3 साल के अंदर प्लेसमेंट हो गया, क्योंकि हम उसको बेसिक ट्रेनिंग दे रहे हैं कैसे करना है, गोबर से कैसे लकड़ी बनाना है, गाय के गोबर से कैसे हम गोंद बना रहे हैं, पेंट बना रहे हैं, ये ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है। हम वर्मी कंपोस्ट जो खाद है हम उसका यूनिट कर रहे हैं, जैविक चीजें सिखा रहे हैं। इंजीनियरिंग की फील्ड में भी एआई उसमें भी है। ड्रोन है हमारे पास 25-30 ड्रोन है। पूरी फैकल्टी जो हमारी फैकल्टी है वो भी खेत में फावड़ा लेकर ही काम करती है। जब फैकल्टी रहेगी तो बच्चा भी रहेगा। तो एक कल्चर, प्रेरणा देने वाली कल्चर जब संस्थान में होती है तो स्वाभाविक रूप से आगे बढ़ता है। यही वो कारण है कि हम आज स्टेब्लिश्ड हैं, आज तक स्थिर हैं।
Great, sir. I think what stood out for me is culture of learning is there, and I think a lot of new things which come out to me is employee well-being and employee growth and development. Right? That's why employees are also retaining.
Emotional touch देना बहुत जरूरी है।
Emotional touch.
बच्चे को भी देते हैं।
Absolutely. Skill is the new currency. I think this is what, as a cohort, we all discussed. Skills are very, very important. Domain knowledge. I think, sir, आपने भी ये सही चीज बोली.
थोड़ा सा
Experiential.
हाँ, एक्सपीरियंशियल तो है। थोड़ा सा मेरा एक शिकायत है, क्योंकि संभवतः हम विषयांतर कर चुके हैं, क्योंकि आपका विषय है एआई एंड ऑटोमेशन, हाउ दे विल इफेक्ट इन फ्यूचर, हाउ दे विल बी सेव। हम अभी कर क्या रहे हैं, क्योंकि एआई से तो जैसे एआई तो जॉब तो चले गए, 25 लाख जॉब अभी चले गए।
सर एआई के साइड इफेक्ट बहुत ज्यादा है, कोई चर्चा नहीं कर रहा है।
लेकिन एआई तो होगा।
जो जॉब ऑफर देने के बाद भी ज्वाइनिंग नहीं हो रहा ड्यू टू एआई। क्या हमको नेगेटिविटी के बारे में सोचना चाहिए,
लेकिन एआई तो होगा।
एआई होगा, एआई भी जरूरी है। एआई भी जरूरी
अब हम एआई के युग में ही प्रवेश कर गए हैं, और अगेन हम हिंदू मैथोलॉजी क्या करें हिसाब से, तो वहाँ तक
टेक्नोलॉजी फील्ड तो होना है सर, लेकिन उसके साथ
So my question is going back to the group, and I think this is a valid point, sir. Again, giving direction to the discussion, we are actually talking about AI and automation. Is that I'll come back to you, ma'am. I have to come back to you. I will. But sir ने एक बहुत अच्छा point बताया, AI and automation कैसे world को change कर रहा है. Is it a boon? Should we be afraid? और अगर नहीं तो हम अपने कॉलेज में कैसे इसको इम्प्लीमेंट कर रहे हैं, सर? इज इट ओके? हाउ आर वी एक्चुअली एम्ब्रेसिंग दिस एआई टेक्नोलॉजी इन आवर इंस्टीट्यूट, सर? आई कम टू यू, मैम. आई कम टू यू, and I come to you, sir.
Although AI is important, as sir said, but I just want to add one more thing in that. मैं महाभारत से एक प्रसंग आपको बताना चाह रहा हूँ कि how other thing is important in that. Although presence of AI, गुरु द्रोणाचार्य के पास एक ब्रह्मास्त्र था, और वो ब्रह्मास्त्र उन्होंने अपने पुत्र अश्वत्थामा को न देकर अर्जुन को दिया। I just want to know the answer of this question. Why?
He was more skilled. Because he was more skilled.
Although he was more skilled, Ashwatthama was more skilled than rather than Arjun. लेकिन फिर भी उन्होंने वो अर्जुन को दिया, क्यों? Due to less human value.
Great point, sir. Absolutely. वो पात्र कहते हैं ना, वो सुपात्र होना जरूरी है, और जितना पेड़ लगा हुआ होता है वो झुका हुआ होता है.
That's why I want to tell कि AI, sir, नहीं, कपूत नहीं. Due to less human value.
मेरी हिंदी अच्छी है, मुझे फीलिंग्स पता है.
Actually, one more thing I just want to add here. What you are doing with your platform, LinkedIn. Before some time, I put some case study from Mahabharata related with the management in LinkedIn.
Okay.
What response on that? मतलब उन केसेस स्टडीज पर मुझे जो रिस्पांस मिला, that was unbelievable. तो मैं ये कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि यदि हम स्टूडेंट्स को वो समझा सकें, देखिए होता क्या है मैडम, आई जस्ट वांट टू टेल वन थिंग कि अगर हम किसी लाश को अगर पानी में डाल दें तो क्या होगा? ऊपर आ जाएगी। तो दैट आई जस्ट वांट टू टेल वो लाश थी इसलिए तैर रही थी, डूबने के लिए जिंदगानी चाहिए। तो अगर ये चीज हम बच्चों को
होना चाहिए, I think this is what
हम बच्चों को ये दे सकें, जैसे सर ने कहा, आई जस्ट वांट टू
नहीं सर, हम सुन रहे हैं सर।
नहीं, बहुत अच्छा।
सर नहीं, बिल्कुल आपने सही कहा। I'm bringing back the conversation.
I just want to include some more thing in that, but later.
Fair enough. But it's a great point you mentioned that patrata honi chahiye, and you have to have that human skills. I come to you, ma'am. What are we doing in our campus and embracing?
So this is Dr. Jyoti Deshmukh, working as a group director in Sagar Group of Institutions. Talking about AI, AI is already there in a regular life of ours, and we cannot ignore it, definitely. If I talk about, so we cannot ignore AI at this moment, and it is already there in our life. And actually, when we cannot ignore it, it is better to adopt it at earliest. As I see, as we are preparing our students for the life skills or for the life, so naturally, if AI is there, we have to incorporate it, right? Now, why it is not difficult to embed the AI in the overall curriculum, the pedagogy, and the practice? Why I say because if I take an example of any engineering stream, let's say the civil engineering. So the basics of civil engineering won't be changed, right? But seeing to the disruption of the technology, the industry will be definitely practicing all those new technologies. And if it is better that sooner we prepare our students for it, it is better. So at our group of institutions, we are a group of institutions wherein we have engineering, pharmacy and management programs. And right from first year actually, although we are affiliated to RGPV and the BU, but university prescribes a minimum syllabus to you, right? They don't ask you to limit to that. And we can add on so many things for the student learning. So there we have asked the students to adapt all those certifications, all those AI related courses right from first year, not from second or third year.
Correct.
Why? Because they should have the awareness of all those things. If I say that if somebody was talking about the school education and in the students from school itself, they are opting for AI, then why not us? This is the right time to do it. And there where, if I say, again I will go back to that example of civil engineering, the fundamentals will remain same, but definitely at earliest we should actually make our students aware and make our faculties also aware about the upcoming trends like AI. And it is actually, the AI skills are basically enhancing the overall industry requirements. So we cannot ignore it, right? So if I talk about my institution as such, we have a perfect roadmap for the scaling of our students, and that is led from first year itself to the final year. Especially in our institutions, we work a lot on the faculty development, and especially while recruiting the faculties, we see to it that they are having not only the academic background, but they should be from some industry background, so that they can be a perfect trainer for them, and they can be a better contributor to the upcoming skills. Right?
I think a great call-out, ma'am, for me is that I am looking at professor of practice as well,
Right.
and we are looking at blended learning approach. I'll move to Eshaa, and then I'll
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak here. I'm Eshaa Patel. I'm the Executive Director of Madhyanchal Professional University and Patel Group of Institutions. On this particular topic, I think what stands out to me from what all the people have said before are that there are two kinds of skills that we effectively need to be giving to our students. One is the technical ability and skill set to succeed in whatever domain they are in. And the second being a certain amount of life skill. Technical skill के बारे में सबने बहुत बात करी, and I think the institutions in Bhopal are doing a great job in giving whatever industry, whatever course it is that they're teaching, be it pharmacy or engineering, agriculture की सर ने बात करी. Similar models हमने हमारे institution में भी हम follow कर रहे हैं. I'd actually like to highlight the idea of a life skill more. I'm someone who's obviously much younger in experience than all the stalwarts here. But life skill is something that I've seen is very important, and I think the best way that you can do that is how are you being able to replicate the real world in a university scenario. And by that I mean having a lot of extracurriculars, a lot of experience-based learning, even things like sports. How is it that you're being able to provide that opportunity to grow and learn to your students? COVID में learning इतना hit क्यों हुआ था? And why is it कि हम बच्चों को school और university भेजते हैं? Why is it कि home learning नहीं होती? Because that social setting and environment is really important. And in my institute especially, I pay keen attention to it that student engagement and activities are something that are really encouraged. And I'll tell you, as someone I'm in a management position, so हमें recruit भी करना होता है. I'm still young, but what I've seen is when you sit in those interviews, आप लोग भी hire करते होंगे, तो हमें लगता है शायद कभी technical skill में थोड़ा कम भी हो जाए, but if you can see that spark in them, they have that confidence and charisma, and they show an ability to learn, तो हमें लगता है चलो ठीक है, इसको सिखा देंगे. तो हम बच्चों को ऐसे होन करें, वो चाहे एक्टिविटीज के कोऑर्डिनेटर हो. हमने इंटर्नशिप्स विद इन आवर इंस्टीट्यूट बहुत करी है कि आप एडमिशन सेल में भी इंटर्नशिप करिए, ट्रेनिंग प्लेसमेंट सेल में इंटर्नशिप करिए, कम्युनिकेशन ऑफिसर बनाए हैं. That's how within that microcosm of a university we're giving them responsibility to be able to learn real life skills, which will then stand out in their CVs when they go out to do jobs.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Eshaa. Great call out. I think experiential learning, creating internship, capstone project, similar thing. Ma'am, you have done the same thing. I want to know from you, what do you think, ma'am? You can take the mic.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Chaturvedi. I'm a Director of Research for IC Group of Universities. We have universities in Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, and they are in the rural belt of India. Now, first of all, my take is AI is a new norm, we have to accept it. It is embedded into our lives. Now the question is how to go beyond AI. Now I can give you one example. In one of our universities in Jharkhand, what happened? Tribal students and rural population, the majority of them students are from tribal population and rural population. Now, this AI has really helped them in getting a good jobs. How? Skill. First is skill, because as the sir said, Thabak sir, that communication is the key. It is not the English which is important. So don't expect that a tribal child or a student will speak a fluent English. No. It is the skill which is important. First thing. Second is, with the help of AI, now they are learning the things through YouTube, ChatGPT, and they're translating those things, and they're doing all those C++, Pythons and Java, and they are so good in that कि वो भोपाल के students को वाकई बीट कर रहे हैं. So जितने भी हमारे hackathons होते हैं या जितने भी all India level पे programs होते हैं, they are the ones who come first. तो ये जो है ग्रास रूट लेवल पे जो स्किल की ट्रिकलिंग हो रही है, that is the most important thing. Ultimately, India wants that only.
Great. So great follow-up, ma'am. So we can't take away AI. I have a question, sir. If I may ask you, and I think Bansal sir, since you are managing a group of institutions, हमने स्किलिंग की बात की, प्रोजेक्ट्स की बात की, स्किल्स लर्निंग जरूरी है, but challenge क्या आता है? मेरा एक्सपीरियंस ये है, when I see स्टूडेंट्स को हम जब ब्लेंडेड लर्निंग देते हैं, प्लेटफॉर्म्स देते हैं, बच्चे क्लासरूम में भी नहीं आते, एडॉप्शन चैलेंज है, और कुछ हमारे एंगेजमेंट के कोर्सेज में भी चैलेंज रहता है. सर, व्हाट आर योर थॉट्स? चैलेंज रहता है, हाउ आर यू, सर माइक उधर है, हाउ आर यू मेकिंग?
Good evening everyone, myself Shiv Kumar Bansal from Laxmipati group of institute. It's a big challenge कि बच्चों को AI के साथ और क्लास में बुला के उनको एंगेज करना. बेसिकली हमको ये देखना पड़ेगा कि सभी लोग ईज ऑफ डूइंग चाहते हैं और बेनिफिट्स पहले देखते हैं. तो AI के जो बेनिफिट्स हैं वो हमको पहले बच्चों को बताना चाहिए. AI से समय की बचत होगी, रिसोर्सेज की बचत होगी और मैन पावर की बचत होगी. तो पहले तो हमको वो उनको एक्सप्लेन करना चाहिए. दूसरा, अभी AI के विषय में गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया भी एक रेगुलेटरी बॉडी बनाने वाली है. दैट इज अंडर प्लानिंग एंड इट्स ऑल अबाउट टू provide the course curriculum based on the AI, because AI is related to the security and defense scenario of the country. It has to be being regulated also. It's something like that. Earlier we saw that urbanization and colonizing and buildership was going in Madhya Pradesh. The RERA came into the focus. So likewise the AI has to be get regulated, and thus major side effects and the negativity thought of the society has to be covered by them. That's it.
Great, I think valid points. Anybody, any questions would like to ask? Sir, I want everyone to participate. Do we feel engagement is a challenge? I have Sir as well. Sir is Mukesh sir, you're from IT part of LNCP, and I want to ask you a specific question here. How easy it is to integrate these blended skill programs in the IT system of any college, and especially from an IT perspective, I want to ask you: do you feel students actually implementing learning through, you know, in digital learning, are they implementing in the campus, or any challenges that you faced in your campus? Wanted to know that.
Good evening all. Good evening all. First of all, I'll apologize to come here in a delayed time because there was a heavy traffic near the college. And today,
Sir, Bhopal में traffic.
And we have today emphasis in campus for the campus recruitment, and almost 3,000 students were taking tests. So after the test, all the buses have just started, and that was the time when I also started. So that got late. Sorry for that. AI, as you said, I heard about few people are saying it is a boom, it's a curse. But in my opinion, the horizon has changed. The dimensions have changed, right? Coordinates are changing, moving towards into a different world together. And for that, AI is the basic minimum requirement nowadays for any job, any life skills, anything. We are implementing AI in our day-to-day life also. For everything we are using. So we cannot say that, no, we will not adopt it. Because there is always two sides of a coin. When IT started in India, people were shouting like, okay, computers are here now, it will kill all the jobs. But we have witnessed the job opportunities, the business models, everything grow, right? So here also, if we look at the future of it, in my opinion, it is a boon to us, and not only to us, students are much ahead than us, right? They're using AI in their curriculum, irrespective of whether it is in their assignment or everything, but they're learning also. And software development, coding, these are gone to the days. Nobody is asking for these things nowadays. I was sitting with the HR head of Infosys today in the campus, and we were discussing similar points. He said, we are looking at two things. the student is very good in prompt engineering.
Very valid point.
Right?
Yes.
And this is not only the Infosys requirement. This is the globe requirement. The entire globe is looking and searching for a people who can prompt very easily. Number one. Number two, coding jobs soon will be over.
Absolutely.
Right? Third thing is, if we start providing a student the glimpses of things which we are doing in our campus, and I am seeing the tremendous changes in their learning skills. The second thing which organizations are looking for, other than AI skills, the only thing which they are looking is their attitude. That's it. Behavioral thing.
Right.
These two things are the key area where in future interviews will happen. And it has started also.
Absolutely.
Only two things are required, nothing else. And despite nowadays what I am foreseeing is the educational qualification is also going to be not mattering.
Absolutely. So I think
degrees will not be into place because they only need a person who can communicate well with AI. Yes. That is the only thing.
I think group we all agree.
Yes. The second thing is their behavior in organization towards the employees, towards the client, what values he or she can add to the system. So these two things is required, and to implement this, yes, blended learning is the only option. Number one. Number two, unless and until you train your employees or faculties, then the game will not complete. So first of all, you have to gear up yourself, and once you are geared up, like we have our team of IT, all are geared up with prompt engineering.
So, I'd like to
Right.
add.
So they are using the AI to the fullest. They're trying to use.
So we
They
cannot
say
escape.
everybody is,
So one question, I think I just want to, ma'am, just to complete the question which Chancellor asked, that because you being an IT person, you have to look at actually getting the technology and implementing in college, right? Like a new skilling tool you are getting, or a CRM you are getting, or a ticketing system you are getting. So how easy and tough it is for you is what also Ajay would like to ask.
It's not tough. It's basically a one-time investment of your time and your skills. So what we provide every student one login. They have to go through these online modules also. For example, NPTEL, which is a government initiative, Lakecity group is the #1 group where maximum number of students participate in that. Because we tried to inculcate a value system into that so that they can build themselves, and that adds the value at the time of interview and campus recruitment. So one batch, when they see that yes, this batch has gone because of the skills they have developed other than the curriculum, because many a time it is a challenge that curriculum are very old in Indian scenario, right? So we cannot just keep quiet like, oh, curriculum is from university, so we should not do anything. We have to come forward and take a step and provide things. And if you give any valuable thing to a student, every student will come and participate. That is my experience.
Absolutely. That is where I think she also wants to show that.
Yes.
Good segment.
So great point, sir. I think this is what we've been discussing, group. I think we all are together on this. We've been discussing, yes, we need to give additional skills, we need to go technical plus soft, we need to really be, I think great call out that I want to have is faculty upskilling, something which is very, very important. Ma'am, you also did discuss about this point, and ma'am, you also discussed. I think I'm just skipping the point which really came to my mind is on faculty part. Sir, please, prompt AI, yes.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
I'm Pradeep Jain from the Group of Institutions. We are in this industry for the last 55 years and have been accredited as A+ grade college. Precisely, everybody was talking about the students and the AI to be taught to these students. You just mentioned that point which I wanted to emphasized upon was the faculty development, where it is very essentially, because unless faculty is developed to that extent where they can cope it up what exactly is the fallouts of AI and how AI is going to change the environment, there the faculty involvement is important, and we as a college are doing little lesser on the faculties than as compared to students. So my point is to shift to the, give emphasis to the faculty development on particularly AI. I mean, I'm telling you recent experiences. Suppose if I was traveling to Mumbai and I just searched a hotel in Mumbai through the online, and then thereafter I found that the same hotel is being given to me as some kind of a review and all that. So how important it is that social media is taking care of everything what you are doing, you know, where you are and what you are doing it. And similarly हम देखते ही हैं Facebook पे अगर हमने कहीं एक जगह like कर दिया और वो plethora of all those similar kinds of things are coming, and this is all fallouts of AI. So that is one thing which we have to emphasize upon. Second is that NEP 2020, wherein this particularly, if you look into the phenomena, I'm more emphasizing upon the non-technical. Most of the colleges and universities are from engineering. We do not have engineering course. So I'm just taking care of the non-technical, and where also AI is equally important, if not together, you know. So where, I mean, the course like BBA or BCA, where we try to inculcate AI curriculum so that they become more skill oriented and they become employable. And that's the reason that courses like BA, BCom, BSc is now in demand. As far as some companies are concerned, they are taking care of it, and they are, because they are easily available, and then they are little less costly, I would call it, from the point of view of economy of a company, and where they get really good chance to develop company and develop themselves also. And if I talk about NEP 2020, the fourth year is included now, UG, that indicates that now the days have gone where PG is required. So it is no more valid now. Only you do UG. If you are more keen on towards research or honors, you do fourth year and go into the market or go into the job, on either creating a job or giving a job. It is one and same thing. But the point is that PG is now confined to only for those who are going to be in academics and who want to do for further research and PhDs and all that. So the faculty, the nut point is that faculty development is very important. The colleges should give equal emphasis there also.
Absolutely. I mean, great
Thank
point.
you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I just also want to call out, and I want to build on this, and then I'll quickly talk about where LinkedIn is really helping, because I think very valid point, Mukesh sir, I'm just highlighting, which really stuck to me is prompt engineering, human skills, C++ and Java will go. And we need to really, and I'm linking to my first point, how are we making sure that my students learn it? I want to ask the group here, because NEP 2020, sir, you touched upon, how are we implementing NEP 2020 in our colleges? And when I ask you this, especially from a choice-based credit system, are we adding this human skills as our ability enhancement courses in our credit, not for colleges, especially for universities? Are we making sure that our students are learning and they are getting credit, and through a blended format? Because you can't have faculties for everyone. We also have challenge with respect to faculty. What are we doing, and how are we implementing these ability enhancement courses in our curriculum? Any thoughts? Ma'am, I really want to cover everyone, so I'm really now looking at faces, sir, you and you, because we haven't synchronized, so I'll come to you. Nobody is going to be escaped. I want everyone. Sir, yes, you as well, I'm sorry. And I really like eager participants. Please, if you want to speak, please take the mic and let's interact. I really want to mobilize this.
Sir, we have a platform called ISIC Learn. It is an SLM platform where we are implementing this blended mode We have integrated these choice-based courses in our curriculum as per the NEP requirement.
Okay.
And now the question is how to do it. So we are doing it through ISEC Learn. So it is our own SLN. So there are MCQs, there are videos which are there, live lectures are there. And with the help of whatever the task is given to the students, the faculty in the class is also helping them out to solve those questions.
But is the content enough, ma'am? World of work is changing quickly. Are we able to produce enough
Definitely, it is, it's a very dynamic in nature. The content is very dynamic. So with the help of industry people, we are changing the content and our faculties are recording those videos.
And
so,
we are
yeah.
Okay, sir, I will come to you. Thank you so much.
Just we are delegates to
Sir, ये तो बिल्कुल हमारे ना most important delegate है.
वो क्या सोचता है इसके बारे में?
Just one more thing. All board of studies, which basically we are talking about, we are having the industry members already in and participating in. So whatever curriculums we are basically providing, that is with the help of the industries.
Great. I will come to you. I actually had a question, sir, before even you asked, because he's representing that learner, that what kind of learning he wants. Is the content enough? That's what I want to know from him.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for providing me the opportunity, and I would like to congratulate ArdorComm and LinkedIn for organizing this leadership symposium in Bhopal. In fact, Bhopal. Basically, prestige group actually it is a very large group, and we are having the colleges in Indore basically. That was the original institution. And then there was Gwalior, Bhopal, and now going to expand in Nasik and as well Gurugram from next year in fact. As far as the AI is concerned, you are talking about the NEP 2020. Basically, the Bhopal campus, the Bhopal institution is affiliated with the Rajiv Gandhi Technological University. So, unfortunately, the RGTU hasn't implemented NEP still. But we are trying our level best. Whatever the curriculum that is provided by the RGTU, that is very limited. It is not actually industry oriented. So, right from the starting, right from the first semester students, we will provide the content beyond the syllabus, that kind of things. And so, we are also having the membership, I can say, in membership of AWS Academy, Isscom, we are tied with Coding Ninja and first that kind of things. So each and every semester we are providing some additional content to the student. As far as the AI is concerned, AI is not actually new domain in fact. I'm sorry to say it is actually old. But nowadays it is booming up. Right, AI ultimately it is simply basically the core of the AI is a knowledge base. We must talk about the database. And if you talk about large amount of data, that is simply knowledge base. I am giving a very simple example like that, what is knowledge base and what is database in fact. Suppose I say someone, let's say Ram is brother of Lakshman. Right? So if I ask who is Ram, who is Lord Ram, so everybody is able to respond, yeah, Ram is the brother of Lakshman. And if I ask who is Lakshman, in fact, any human being is able to respond. Yeah, Lakshman is obviously the brother of Ram. But the same thing is we ask the system, to the machine, to the computer. He is having the data about the Lord Ram, but he doesn't have the data about the Lakshman in fact. So we have to provide two data in fact, like Ram is the brother of Lakshman as well as the Lakshman is the brother of Ram. So that is the idea behind the AI in fact. We must talk about the GPT, that kind of things, where we are using the generative unsupervised learning basically. So AI definitely, as far as the industry point is concerned, every student go for that AI enabled learning basically. So each and every institution must incorporate that kind of blended environment actually for learning process, and definitely that will be helpful for the students.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
So great caller. Thank you so much, sir. So we need to have a blended learning. We need to ensure our learners are learning. Sir, you want to add something? Sir, we all can hear you.
Hello. Yes, good evening everyone. Last 1.5 hours we have been listening to various views and the practices being followed in various institutes depending on their clientage. So we have institutes which are catering to different class of students, different types of students, some coming from rural backgrounds, some coming from ultra-urban backgrounds. Okay. And but whatever background they coming from, it's very important that we try to develop basic skills, critical skills in the students. Our curriculum should be such that it has ample scope for enhancing creativity, problem solving, critical thinking. First is identification of the problem is very, very important. The student should be made to understand how to identify a particular problem. Once they will be able to identify a problem, only then they will come up with solutions for that. Okay, so identification of the problem is important, problem solving is important, then critical thinking and analysis of the situation. So that is again very important. Collaboration is nowadays the thing. Now everybody will not be gaining the jobs on the basis of only technology, I would say. Though yes, we know that AI and automation, they are bringing changes, but then there is a lot of scope for soft skills which need to be developed in the students. The group work is very, very important. Like we at IAS University practice it very liberally, that there are various clubs and the students are made a part of various clubs and they have to perform different activities. Then the courses which they have to do from Coursera, NPTEL, they are also guided on that so that they can earn credits for that. And then to develop entrepreneurship skills in them. So we give them certain problem statements. Then they have to, a group is made, and then within 24 hours, 36 hours, they have to provide a solution to that, workable solution for that problem statement. This is how this induces in them the entrepreneurship ability also. So all these things need to be, the curriculum should be such that it addresses to all these aspects of learning, what I would say. So that which will make them successful in the job market available outside. And then of course, we have all shared that the inputs from the industry, the MOUs, the tie-ups with the various institutions, and the visits of eminent personalities, either through the personal visits, offline visits, or through online also, the visits, and the children and the students should hear their success stories and their viewpoints on the global perspective. So that goes a long way in creating students which would be future ready.
Absolutely, great. So thank you so much. I think one thing that's really stood out for me, the point flipped classroom. Somewhere or the other you kind of talked about a flipped classroom structure, right? So I taught the subject or the topic in the class, and then students would go back and practice this through an online or a format. So I think that is something also very, very important if we really want to achieve and make our students future ready. Now, team, what I wanted to really showcase, and why I asked what are the challenges, how are we giving this learning and making our students future ready, how are we developing skills are, because one thing we agree, blended learning is very, very important. Most important part is that the learning should be of interest of a learner. We should not bombard them with long format content. We should not bombard them with something which is not relevant, because AI is going to be here, right? So we have a young learner in front of us. I want to ask this question to him, and then I'm going to tell you where LinkedIn is adding a lot of value, so that you learn human skills, you blend it in the classroom to come up with flipped classroom. How are you ensuring that my faculties are also learning? That is something where we are helping. I'm going to talk about it, but Aryan, right? Yeah. So Aryan, what kind of content you like to learn? What first thing, do you get pressurized when everybody will ask you, learn this, learn that, AI is there?
No. So first for my introduction, I'm Aryan. I'm in class 12. And to answer your question, I've generally seen that the schools and colleges focus on the skills that a student requires to get into a company. So I'm in progress of a platform, Coursify, where there will be courses on extra skills that are generally not taught in the schools and colleges.
Add-on life skills again?
So to teach a student something, the skills that he needs to start a company, not get into a company.
Yes.
So,
we talked about it, very important.
so the courses like export-import management, the hospital management,
How to start a business.
the skills that generally AI cannot take over them. So we can, we are generally providing the courses that AI cannot take over and which may help to start your own company. So yeah, that's it.
Awesome, a round of applause.
Well done.
And also to create the courses, I'm using the ChatGPT, the Gemini, and the Midnight for the images and the video courses.
Wow. This is the course which I am doing where I'm learning how to work on a notebook and you are already there. So this is awesome. That's our generation. You know, we are deliberating and discussing. Our generation is already there whether we provide them skills or not. That means they have a hunger, they have an appetite. Can we really reach them in their own time and really give them knowledge? So you have anything to add? And I'm quickly going to go to what LinkedIn is doing just to reach your audience, your generation.
Like Aryan said, this proves that we were thinking about or we were discussing about AI is a curse. So that sentence is eliminated actually. Because everyone is learning the things, they know that yes, this is required. So whether, irrespective of whether the faculties are saying to the student that you have to do it or not, they know what they have to do. They know where is their future. And they find their ways. Because nowadays internet is having everything. And on the top of it, AI has come. Right? So through prompt, if he learns a good prompt engineering kind of... See, prompt engineering is only an engineering word. It does not require any engineering skills. It requires only a simple communication. That's it. The kind of language you have to use which is understood by the server. That's it. So anyone can do it. So, as I already mentioned that the horizon is very broad now. There are so many new jobs which are coming, right? Which we have never thought of, like these kind of jobs in IT will come into existence. So there are so many new things which are coming, and there are so many new verticals in which students are finding their interest and they are doing it.
So that's the word. So last word and then I'm going to quickly come.
I would like to share my experience. Probably it would be an interest of everyone. Now we did a survey at San Jose. How these small gems are blasting globally. So I was the part of team while our PM was visiting to San Jose 2015. So we were at Google, we were at Facebook. Then very interesting everybody went back to India. I was staying there for 10 more days. So I started visiting all the startup hubs, plug and play, then Tire, then 500 startup. How these small players, they are doing the global blasting. I wanted to understand the whole ecosystem that we can bring to India. Very interesting experiences. Like to understand the whole ecosystem, I decided to join one training program at Tire also, Tire San Jose. Even then, when I was not able to satisfy myself, then the last time where I got I decided to went inside the universities. Because even in the startup centers also, I was not able to get the feeling how these companies are blasting globally. So they have a different kind of ecosystem. They have everything ready. All the stakeholders like the faculty, management and the student, industry, they create a different kind of ecosystem that we need to bring inside us. I was doing a lot of experiments. We started kind of Smart EduNet. It is a kind of AI-based tool for us. We automated the inspection system of AICT and different councils. We automated, then student can log into this. जब हमारे बच्चे आते थे initially, I started doing their psychometric testing. कि how you came here, तेरे को किसने भेज दिया यहाँ पे? तो I was taking their first class. आगे तुमको किसने भेजा यहाँ पे? तू कैसे आ गया यहाँ पे? We have 110 colleges inside the city. Like how you came here. तो उसने अपना रेफरेंस बताया, ओके, देन वो रेफरेंस की क्या क्रेडिबिलिटी है तेरे लिए, है ना? एंड हाउ यू केम इन CSE, हाउ यू केम इन सिविल, हाउ यू केम इन मैकेनिकल. Why I'm discussing this? Because when in management side we have PLC, so we have created CLC, career life cycle. You know how external environment change कैसे करता है बच्चे के decision making को, उसका क्या impact है, how we can connect this to AI. Why I'm sharing my experience with you. तो जब बच्चा छोटा होता है 8th class, he is having so many intangible dreams, you know, but he is not able to see in all those dreams what is good, what is bad for him. 10th में आता है उसका कुछ और होता है, 11th में आता है उसका कुछ और होता है. When he is inside the college, because of his relative external environment, his relative friends, neighbors, उनके बच्चे, गुप्ता जी के बच्चे का TCS, he is in US and he came to engineering. But actually what he wanted to do. So ये जो छोटे-छोटे courses आए, अभी बच्चे को liberty मिली है, he can choose his own area of interest. Yeah. So that he can do this some sort of psychometric testing with the students, and so that they can choose proper programs. Apart from otherwise, he is having the limited options at the moment.
Absolutely, I think that's where I think the great point. Counseling is to be done for students in today's time. If I sir also
but when first time he is at the campus, we need to understand what exactly he wanted to do. And if he is here with a certain aim, what after B? So I said, yeah, B to ho gayi teri aaj ke baad, because you are inside the premises. Now talk about your next level. What is your next level?
Correct. Yeah. What are the career paths? Can I advise them on career pathways and how will the career look like? So team, I want to quickly now take you through where LinkedIn can actually, so sir, we are actually basis LinkedIn, we are helping students unleash their career paths because data is there on LinkedIn, jobs are there on LinkedIn. I exactly know that if I want to do something, what are the skills that are required. I also want to touch on the very basic thing, somebody really touched today that there is a digital identity is also very, very important. I think here in the group, sir, you mentioned everything that you are doing, it has to be digital. Today, resumes are getting replaced with your digital profiling. I want to have a recommendation, social attachment to it. I want to quickly tell you where LinkedIn is adding a value. This is an example of Haas School, UCB, UCLA in California. Their business school is Haas School.
Job searching hasn't changed much. Networking, referrals, demonstrating skills, and so forth. But the way we do it has. Today, it can all happen in one place, and that's LinkedIn. It connects the world's professionals and creates economic opportunity for every member of the global workforce. And LinkedIn Learning combines our high-quality, expert-led learning content with this LinkedIn data to make those professionals more successful.
I've been working in higher education for over 10 years, and I've never seen a tool that provides what LinkedIn Learning can. It reveals in-demand skills using data, AI, and machine learning. We're able to deliver relevant, customized micro-learning content that prepares learners for the future. It's a strategic complement to an institution's curricula.
LinkedIn becomes a hub for students, alumni, faculty, and staff. They can learn, connect, engage, and strengthen their professional brand.
All of us for students once too, which is why we're so passionate about student success. We want to see them advancing their skills and building their professional brand. Employers are going online to find new talent. Students need to create an online presence early to give them a competitive advantage. So let's take a look and see how this works.
First, a student creates a profile. It can be a great place to interact with peers and professors.
Throughout her education, LinkedIn Learning supplements classroom learning, and online course recommendations help her continuously develop micro skills on her own.
She posts course completions and class projects to her LinkedIn profile. It becomes an online portfolio to showcase her academic career.
Her network grows as she interacts with the broader community, engages with thought leaders, and comments on posts and articles.
As graduation approaches and she finds a field of interest, alumni connections help her with internship and job opportunities in that field.
The learning, insights, and connections empower her to enter the workforce.
As your students and staff interact with the LinkedIn ecosystem, we provide student outcome data that perfectly complements your institution's own internal data. It's a mutually beneficial opportunity. Looking at both data sets together, we're able to close skills gaps, enhance outcomes, and foster lifelong learning, ultimately differentiating your institution for current and future students.
Together, we're able to invest in the growth and development of individuals, to empower students to build their professional brand and prepare them for the careers of tomorrow.
To help faculty, staff, and alumni elevate their careers. We're here to partner with you. Let's guide lifelong learners to be more productive and successful in the global workforce.
So thank you so much everyone for your attention. That is what LinkedIn is doing, and this is what we all discussed, right? We have to really create faculties, we have to talk about a lot of learning. And I'm not going to hold you for long. I know we've been sitting for a long time. Thank you so much for your patience. I'm going to actually cover the last thing, which is very, very important in all of this what we are discussing. One of the major challenges which is left out, how to actually recruit great faculties. We talked about it. Faculties are important. Faculty development is important. But how are we really helping? How are we actually hiring great talent? And at the same time, I also want to discuss, today it's very, very important to have great perception management. So I think I'm going to cover this also quickly. Make your brand visible so that you can attract industry, you can attract employers, especially when we are sitting in Bhopal or in Indore. World out there doesn't know me. How can I really, even sir, we have sir coming from Gwalior. How can we really attract? Why companies should not have only Chandigarh University or an LPU or probably a Jain or a MICA to be looked at? How can we add value? So this is where last leg of my discussion. I'm not going to keep it long. We have exhibited a lot of patience and we are time constrained. Few thoughts, and I want to start with group at the end. How are we managing? And sir, if I may ask you, where is my mic? What are the faculty hiring challenges? And this is open for everyone. I'm sorry, everyone we are sitting and not talking. If I may ask you, sir, is faculty hiring the challenge? How can we achieve all this if we don't have great faculties? What are you doing in your institute?
Good evening. मैं डॉक्टर मनोज जैन, डायरेक्टर मंजुला केपुर्णा कॉलेज ऑफ मैनेजमेंट भोपाल। हमारा कॉलेज में टेक्निकल कॉलेज नहीं है, मैनेजमेंट और ग्रेजुएशन कोर्सेज हम लोग रन करते हैं। हम लोग दो चीज़ों पर बहुत ज़्यादा फोकस हमारा रहता है कि जॉब जहाँ बात आती है तो सिर्फ कहीं किसी कंपनी में जॉब करना, नौकरी करना, इसके अलावा हम लोग एक टैगलाइन बनाई है, भीड़ का हिस्सा नहीं, भीड़ का कारण बनिए। दूसरी बात यह है कि हम जब क्रिएट करें, हम टीचर्स हमारे यहाँ हम बच्चों को फर्स्ट ईयर ही बता देते हैं कि आप इस चीज पर फोकस मत करिएगा कि हमको किसी के जॉब करना है, बल्कि हम जॉब क्रिएट करें और कम से कम एक व्यक्ति को भी अगर आप जॉब दे सकते हैं तो शायद आप देश में बहुत बड़ा योगदान दे सकते हैं। तो इसलिए एक्चुअल में क्या है कि बहुत बड़ी भीड़ इस टाइम से जा रही है। वो वाली कंपनी आई, हमारे कॉलेज में इतने हो गए, इतने हो गए। अब आप एक अंदाजा लगा लीजिए, आज भोपाल का स्टूडेंट बेंगलोर पुणे में रहता है, 6, 7, 8 लाख 9 लाख का पैकेज भी ले लेता है। एक्सपेंस से निकाल तो क्या मिलता है? कुछ नहीं, सिर्फ अपना एक्सपेंस निकाल पाता है। बट अगर वो भोपाल में रह करके अगर एक कोई भी जॉब करे या अपना खुद का भी एम्प्लॉय करता है तो मेरे को लगता है कि शायद उससे ज्यादा अर्न कर सकता है,
फैमिली के साथ भी रह सकता है। मुझे एक सुरेश शर्मा जी की एक बहुत बढ़िया बात याद आती है, जो कवि सुरेश शर्मा जी है। उन्होंने कहा था कि मुझे वो 50 लाख की नौकरी नहीं चाहिए कि मेरा लड़का विदेश में रहे, मुझे वो 50,000 की नौकरी चाहिए कि मेरा बच्चा शाम को मेरे साथ खाना खाए। तो वो चीज होना चाहिए। आज हमारे सारा जो युवा है वो इस और दौड़ में लगा हुआ है, इस कंपनी में जॉब, इस कंपनी जॉब क्रिएट करिए ना।
Actually, being economically viable is something which is more important.
और आप अपने फैमिली के साथ रहेंगे, वो सारी चीज रहेंगी, तो वो सारी प्रॉब्लम्स भी क्रिएट नहीं होंगी, मेरा ये मानना है। और इस और सारे इंस्टीट्यूट में फैकल्टी हम लोग तो इस और ध्यान देते हैं कि बच्चे को इस फर्स्ट डे से ही ये चीज हमारे मैनेजमेंट बता देता है कि आप इस और ध्यान ना दें कि मुझे 25-50 हजार की नौकरी करना है, हम मालिक बनना सीखें, नौकर बनना नहीं।
Absolutely, it's a very valid point. Thank you so much. And yes,
I want to add something. First of all, thank you to Sthapak sir, who has raised the point of lifelong learning, and that's very important because we will be dealing with now the Gen Z. वो 5 मिनट से ज़्यादा का वीडियो नहीं देख सकता। एंजाइटी, डिप्रेशन, क्योंकि वो दिन भर कंप्यूटर के संग है, उसके पास 5 तत्व नहीं है। 2018 तक हम अपने कैंपस में निकलते थे, बच्चा में देख के अंदर चले जाते थे। अभी हम जाते हैं, उसके कान में से ईयरफोन निकालते हैं, प्यार से बोलते हैं बेटा प्लीज चले जाओ, बिकॉज ज़्यादा तेज बोलेंगे उतना तेज वो घर में नहीं डेवलप होके आया है। एंड चैरिटी बिगिंस एट होम। आई हैव अ सन हू इज 18, तो कंटिन्यूसली व्हेन वी हैड फीडबैक विद टीसीएस एज वेल, उनका फीडबैक अभी आया हमारे पास कि मैम द स्टूडेंट्स आर नॉट कम्युनिकेटिव, जो सर ने बोला। हमने कहा इंग्लिश, बोले इंग्लिश नहीं मैम, उसको बात करने की आदत ही नहीं है, क्योंकि सबने दरवाजे अंदर से बंद करके ईयरफोन नॉइज फ्री करना रख लिया है, वो मिलना ही नहीं चाहता लोगों से। दैट्स द बिगेस्ट चैलेंज, जिससे मेरे ख्याल से आपने सेशन स्टार्ट किया था बीपी और डायबिटीज के बाद, नाउ इट विल बी द मेंटल हेल्थ। तो एज टीचर्स, एज एकेडमिशियंस, यहाँ पे काफ़ी सीनियर सर लोग बैठे हैं जिन्होंने इस पॉइंट को रेज किया है, और ये हमारे एल्डर हैं, तो आई थिंक ये पॉइंट मैं भी नोट करके जा रही हूँ कि above everything is important is lifelong learning, ethics and moral.
Absolutely, well made, makes sense. Thank you so much, ma'am. Very valid point. I want to actually, Eshaa, you want to add something? I want to actually also highlight hiring. So ये सब देने के लिए हमें faculties चाहिए. How are we talked about it, faculty upskilling and development, professor of practice, but do we feel challenged in hiring good faculties to give lifelong learning as well?
I think actually ever since I've started working, that's been the biggest challenge. And जो भी हम लोग सब है यहाँ पे, जो भोपाल जैसे शहर में काम कर रहे हैं, kudos to all of us, अपने इतनी अच्छी चीजें गिनाई जो सब अपने इंस्टीट्यूट में कर रहे हैं, but the biggest challenge is to the human resource is not available. और जो अच्छा human resource होता है doesn't want to stay in a place like Bhopal.
Do we agree, team, group?
And
just hold on, Eshaa. Sir, anything you want to add?
Actually, I just want to add one thing. I just want to add one thing. Actually, हमारे स्टूडेंट्स की जो नीड है, देखिए सक्सेस के लिए 2 चीज़ बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है, दैट इज एम्बिशन एंड एक्शन। अगर हमारे एम्बिशन नहीं होंगे तो एक्शन कुछ नहीं करेगा, और अगर स्टूडेंट के अंदर हमें एम्बिशन को डालना है या उनके एम्बिशन है तो उनके हिसाब से हम फैकल्टी को एक बार अपॉइंट करें, और हमारी फर्दर वो नीड्स के लिए हम उनको ट्रेनिंग और डेवलपमेंट अगर देते रहें तो दैट वुड बी गुड इन दैट।
करेक्ट, बट प्रॉब्लम ऐसे फैकल्टी है ही नहीं, सबसे
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं, ऐसा फैकल्टी है, ऐसा नहीं। फैकल्टीज तो है, डिपेंड करता है इंस्टीट्यूट के ऊपर, इंस्टीट्यूट उसको किस प्रकार से हायर करना चाहता है।
Excuse me, there are a lot of faculty. In core branch faculty is available, but computer IT there is no faculty. As far as the Bhopal is concerned, they are testing and this.
So let's tell you, Eshaa.
And most of the faculty we are getting through the LinkedIn only.
Thank you so much.
Now to bridge the gap, there are only 2 things: subject matter experts, professor of practice.
Absolutely great, very valid point. We need to reach out. Yes, sir.
Madam, just I would like to highlight here one point. As far as recruitment of faculty is concerned, there is really a challenge. which has been well accepted by all the groups. The point is that if you look into the minimum qualifications required by UGC or AICT and the real fact, there are two different things. No guarantee that a PhD will become really a good faculty. With great amount of apology to all the PhDs. So this is what is challenge. Yes, so Eshaa was pointing out a very right point when she said that she finds a spark. And if that spark is there, and you make him to work and to develop it or her, that is what is required. And that is the reason even UGC, which is growing and changing lots of its culture, which has been created long back from UGC itself. The current chairman, if you look into, he has adopted a professor of practice. Now what is that? Now it is the industry persons, all those who are experienced, all those who can contribute in education. He's coming into practice. This is what is required. So challenge is always there, but as a recruiter, as a group, we have to overcome that challenge. And of course, the importance of LinkedIn has already been established, so I don't want to flatter you again by saying the same thing.
Thank you so much, sir. But I think great thing which stand out for me is digital hiring and social way of hiring is very, very important. Newspaper ad is not a scalable and a sustainable method, right? It's an expensive method. I am glad that all of you are aware about it. Where I want to add value, that there is a right way of hiring on LinkedIn as well. I come across a lot of institutions जो ad दे रहे हैं paper click में, जो अपने personal network से डाल रहे हैं to hire to a right talent. But I must tell you, LinkedIn is a network-based platform. In India, when I talk about a talent landscape in higher education, we have around 4.1 million professionals only in higher education. Faculties, dean, researchers, so on and so forth. As an individual hirer, I cannot reach. I need to break the network. And there are AI ways to hiring. AI hiring maybe hai. Ultimately, what is AI doing? I just want to add 30-second nugget. Remove the repetitive task and add more, concentrate on the human part of it. HR में human value क्या है? Interaction with people. Why to spend time looking at the database, sending correction, looking at not filtering the applicants. So where LinkedIn helps, I'm going to show you. And at the same time, I want to drive this point. You create awareness by giving a job advertisement. How do you entice a candidate? How do you make them attracted towards you? You need to showcase a candy. What is that candy? We discussed. Culture. Value added point. Sir ने बहुत एक अच्छी चीज बोली पीछे सर आपने stand out in the crowded market. Stand out होना पड़ेगा. Where LinkedIn really helps you, you can actually talk about your employer value proposition. How to do that? I am just taking you through an example. But before a video example, I want to show you few clients of ours who are leveraging this platform in terms of creating a life on LinkedIn. So this is Chaturvedi University. So I've come from North. I have a lot of these Chandigarh-based examples with me. Make every employee your brand ambassadors, isn't it? Your employees are the brand ambassadors. They are there on LinkedIn. Why don't you capture their journey, bring it back to your life page? So all of you have a LinkedIn page, but वो page सिर्फ admission की ad दे रहा है. वो सिर्फ आधी चीजें बता रहा है. I can actually create a mini website on my LinkedIn, and I can actually, as college, talk about take every content back to your page so that people know what is your brand value proposition. You can actually capture interest for people, interest of people, are they interested to work with you in future or not? Your leadership, your spotlights, videos, testimonials, pictures, everything you can, do this on LinkedIn. How are we making it possible?
A hiring tool that helps you hire smarter and faster. Hey there! Hey! That's Ananya, a senior recruiter in India. Her role is to find and hire qualified candidates for her organization fast, which can be quite challenging. But then she found something that made it easier for her.
Way easier, honestly.
LinkedIn Recruiter, an AI-assisted hiring platform that lets you hire smarter and faster. It provides you with real-time data points and actionable insights over 100 million profiles in India.
Did you know that it has advanced filters to narrow down to the candidates that fit your hiring requirements easily?
With these smart tools at your disposal, you can easily navigate through the profiles across India and the world.
These profiles are verified so we know who exactly we are hiring. The point is, it helps you hire the right person in the right seat at the right time.
And that's not all. You can connect with potential candidates through bulk messaging with pre-drafted templates or use AI-assisted messaging for personalized one-on-one outreach.
Trust me, you're gonna love how effortless it gets.
Ananya has found the most efficient recruiting tool for her organization.
How about you?
Hire smarter and faster with LinkedIn Recruiter.
That's how we make hiring easier for a lot of higher education.
Did you know that learning Microsoft Power BI can be just
Today, most of the universities, institutes, pan-India, global की मैं बात नहीं कर रही हूँ, वो तो नहीं, but pan-India, I am helping a lot of higher education institutes leverage LinkedIn search and jobs, which you might be doing it, but there is an effective way. We can probably connect, and I'm gonna look forward to meet you all in person next time when I visit Bhopal. But that's what is happening in the world of work. Hire faculties, differentiate yourself, talk about all the goodness, and attract talent. So, team, that's all from our side. But before even I close the session, I have one small task for all of you, and that is a feedback. So there is going to be a feedback. On your table, there are QR codes. If we can actually scan the QR codes, provide our feedback, we're going to have a QR code. So thank you so much, everyone. Let's spend 10 seconds and then we'll all connect and talk. But QR codes. And we have it on the screen as well, whosoever wants to use the screen. And if we can have everyone's feedback. And I will now like to invite Chandan for closing remarks. Sabha, anything that you would like to add? Anybody,
I'm very enriched by the whole discussion.
And we have our notes ready, and I'm going to create a synopsis and I'm going to send it to everyone as well after the session. So allow me 3-4 days. I will be able to create a template that what we discussed to be future ready. So thank you so much for your time.
मैं तो ये सोच रहा था कि इतनी देर से बैठे AI पे बात कर रहा था और स्कैनर कैसे स्कैन करता है ये मुझे नहीं मालूम। स्कैनर है कहाँ?
सर ये प्रॉब्लम मेरे साथ
आईफोन है ना, तो सीधे दोनों चीजें मतलब कैमरे से भी कर सकते हैं, स्कैनर का भी ऑप्शन आता है, आप उसके थ्रू भी कर सकते हैं। हार्डली 2 minutes। Same QR code आपने tables पर भी है। You have a tent card over there. You can scan the tent card for the.
I hope it is working for everyone.
Yes. Okay. So with this now we are towards the end of the session. It has been a lovely discussion on the key theme of the topic today, which is how AI and automation are reshaping employability in higher education. Thank you so much. Can we have a huge round of applause for yourself? So patiently we have been listening it, we have been contributing it, और बहुत अच्छे statements आए from each peers and each division and each hierarchy of an organization which you all represent. तो इससे हमें पता चलता है कि we all are in a right track. Challenges तो आएंगे ही आएंगे. कुछ अच्छा कर रहे हैं तभी तो challenges आ रहा है. कुछ नहीं कर रहे होते तो कुछ भी challenges नहीं आता. So something we are doing good. And likewise, we are having 2 buckets कि ये अच्छा है, ये बुरा है. And likewise, we obviously converse और ये एक session से कभी I think we won't be concluding anything. इस तरह के चर्चा sessions होते रहने चाहिए. यहाँ पर होए, आपके organizations में होए, internally होए, दूसरे organizations में जाए तो जितनी ज़्यादा हम चर्चा करेंगे, उतना ज़्यादा मंथन होगा, उतना ज़्यादा इसका कुछ conclusion निकलेगा. और ये जो session का हम लोग outcome है, as a process I am saying that कि हम इसका एक
एक डॉकेट बनाते हैं एंड वी पब्लिश दैट इन आवर पोर्टल, और wherever we are connected with, जैसे AICT, UGC है ना, whatever channels और links we have as a media company, हम as a report हम उनको भेज देते हैं digitally through a link and through the connect. जैसे AICT के चेयरमैन के पास जाता है सर, UGC के जो चेयरमैन है उनके पास में जाता है, तो wherever we go and execute this event, और जो भी डिस्कशन हुआ, जिसने भी जो कुछ बोला एज ए स्पीकर एंड एज ए वीडियो रिकॉर्डिंग, हम ये तो एक पार्ट ऑफ द प्रोसेस है, लेकिन हम लोग ये प्रोसेस करती हैं कि ये जगह पे हम लोग जा रहे हैं और ये कंक्लूजन निकल रहा है. सो इन केस वी नेवर नो कि हमारा वो व्हाइट पेपर देखकर who can approach us to execute an event in a much larger scale, and again invite कि वो क्या बोल सकता है कि ठीक है, जो LNCT को वाइस चांसलर थे वो बहुत अच्छा उन्होंने बोला था, ये जो डायरेक्टर IT थे उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा बोला था, आप उनको बुला सकते हैं क्या, वी आर हैविंग ए सेशन. और बहुत बार ऐसा हुआ है wherever we have organized this event, so they have been invited in many of the sessions like that. Likewise, as I said, we are a media company. आप जो भी काम अच्छा कर रहे हैं अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन पे, consider we as a free press journal, अपना प्रेस रिलीज हमें भेजिए. अगर आपके फैकल्टी ने कुछ किया है, आपके कैंपस को कुछ रिकॉग्निशन मिला है, कुछ अवार्ड मिला है ना, किसी ने कुछ पेपर लिखा है, तो वो आप हमें भेजिए, हम अपने एडिटोरियल टीम को वो शेयर करेंगे. इफ वी फाइंड इट न्यूज़वर्दी, वी पब्लिश इट एज ए फ्री ऑन आवर पोर्टल, और उसको हम लोग एम्पलीफाई करते हैं अपने सोशल मीडिया चैनल पे. ArdorComm मीडिया को प्लीज फॉलो करिए. लाइकवाइज जैसे हमने वेलकम स्पीकर्स का क्रिएटिव लिंक पे डाला था, बहुत लोगों ने उसको लाइक किया, बहुत लोगों ने नहीं लाइक किया. लाइकवाइज हम थैंक यू क्रिएटिव भी कल डालने वाले हैं, तो प्लीज जो मिस कर चुके हैं आप उसको लाइक करिए, उसको शेयर करिए, और ताकि लोगों को पता चले कि हम लोग आज दिन भर हमने क्या किया है, व्हाट वाज द आउटकम ऑफ दिस इवेंट. सो आउटकम होना बहुत जरूरी है. बाकी 5 स्टार इवेंट्स में तो हम लोग जाते रहते हैं, एंजॉय करते हैं, ये सब अपनी जगह पर है. दिस इज ऑल्सो ए पार्ट एंड पार्सल ऑफ लाइफ, क्योंकि इससे हमें एक एनर्जी मिलती है, एक चार्ज मिलता है, सो दैट वी आर अगेन active and we go to another city, another place, another mindset, another ideology. So, आचार्य कैसा लगा इतने देर के बाद बैठने के बाद?
Thank you so much.
सुबह से
Great gratitude and thank you, Chancellor, for everyone. So,
one round of applause for Ajay.
For Ajay. Thank you.